What's up? What's up? What's up? Wake up right this minute. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It is time for the way too early for a Friday podcast. And here's the thing for you. I promise you the volume will increase along with the enthusiasm as the day gets later. But right now, it is I and my guy, Jameson. Jameson said he's going to tell me a story. Here, you don't believe me. I'm going to show you. Boom. That's Jameson right there. Look at him flexing his arm all in.
I'm not flexing.
Look at you in here. And now that's what people look at it. He's like, yeah, no, I'm just actually this big. I don't really need.
I'm not even a big dude.
So today is going to be a very, very loose show. We are broadcasting live from HomeGymCon. As I promised you guys, I've already had a ton of fun. It was like a family reunion last night. Literally, that song shout out to the OJs. That song was going through my head yesterday as I kept on running into people, getting hugs, like, hey, what's up, what's up? Some people who I actually met at HomeGymCon last year, and our relationship deepened and increased over the course of the year, on social media, and boom, we huddle back up here at HomeGymCon again. Got a full day. I've already been, we've already walked around. My guy, Tim Stewart from Gym Crafters here. He's been helping me out, so shout out to Tim. He's helping me out with the cameras and everything else. And I've got a list of guests who are scheduled to be here with me this morning. Pretty much going to be 10 to 15-minute segments. And so I'll be honest with y'all. Yesterday, I was not 100%. John was tired because John worked Tuesday night. Well, I worked Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night, 12-hour shifts. Then I worked Wednesday night an 8-hour shift, got home, took a nap, got home at like 4 a.m., took a nap while my wife was packing all of our stuff up. So shout out to my wife. She packed up everything, and I didn't ask her to do that. I got home, and she had already started, and I know, look, she's Puerto Rican. You let her do what she wants to do. I said, all right, fine. And I took a nap, got up, drove to French Lick. Nashville, your traffic sucks. Your traffic sucks. Be different. Be better. But anyway, but I digress. I will come back to that, but I digress. Anyway, and so what should have been a 6.5-hour trip ended up being 7 and change. Did I mention I was already tired? Got here, and then you start getting that high, like, I'm happy to be here or whatever. So all that hit me, motivated, got everything set up, and the end of the night was me hitting a PR in the landmine, which no one really cares about. Who cares about your landmine PR? But I got a landmine PR, and watching Kayvon and Tim from Gym Crafter and my guy Jameson, Kayvon from Bells of Steel, just watching people connect, and they were connected because of HomeGymCon while I was doing a landmine press at the Bells of Steel booth. And that was just really cool. And then we got Andrew from Bells of Steel to let us try to break their adjustable kettlebell. That's a completely different story. We'll get back to that in a little bit. But first of all, let's go ahead and say what's up to everybody in the chat. I see that there are 4 comments already. Let's see what sort of slander y'all are probably throwing out there against me. Wait, Carlos is on time. Well done. Well done. Look at you showing up on time and everything. My guy Jonathan from No Fate Channel checking in. And Jonathan is actually going to also be coming in with us. He's going to be coming in live to kind of run my life. He's going to tell me what I need to go look at here at HomeGymCon because he wasn't able to be here with us. So he said, hey, I'll just come on and tell you what I want you to see, what I want to see. And so then my assignment will be to go film the stuff that Jonathan wants to see because, I'm that kind of friend. All right. Let's say, what else we got? Carlos says Central Time Zone is awake and accounted for. Carlos, I don't know if you can speak for your entire time zone because Carp is from the Central Time Zone, and I know he's not awake because I don't see him. He said he's going to be here, but I don't see him. Hey, my wife is in the dang chat. Look at that. Hey, baby. Oh, y'all be quiet. I got to say stuff to my wife for a second. Thank you so much for packing up everything. I appreciate it. You made life so much easier. We were able to find everything. And yes, I put everything. We're going to put everything back the way that you said. I'm gonna look at the pictures that you said, and we're gonna put everything back exactly the way you said. But thank you so much. Solvid says I should talk to Iron Master. So I have not seen anybody from the Iron Master booth. I have seen the Iron Master booth. So somebody, unless they got some leprechauns that put it together for them, someone from Iron Master is here. And I tell you what, I will go by the Iron Master booth and I'll say Solvid sent me. So unless this is the Iron Master burner account, I'm gonna go and I will try to get some footage from the Iron Master booth. Yes, there you go. I'm gonna do that right now. Hit that like button and help me get to 50,000 subscribers. We're building momentum. We're over 30,000 right now. We got here a lot faster than I expected to, and that is all due to you guys sharing the video, sharing the channel link. Please keep on doing that. And then my guy Tim told me something else too. He said this actually is a free way to help out Garage Gym Life. Basically, just Google Garage Gym Life. Just search Garage Gym Life on Google. I don't care if you search us on Bing and Yahoo either, but Google Garage Gym Life as much as you can and click on and every time you Google Garage Gym, just Garage Gym myself, will pop up. Will be a little bit lower in the search results, but scroll down till you see Garage Gym Life and just click on it. Go to the website because that's going to help our website rank a little bit better.
Doing it now.
Look at that. Look at Jameson. Look at that. Look, hey, let's get you deserve that right there. Look at you. Look at you. Instant and willing.
All right, I'll do it every hour on the hour today.
Wow. He's got the work ethic of some of those small villages in Pakistan that claim that they make sporting equipment, and they keep on telling you they want to take hey, we're going to help your brand take off. We're going to make sporting equipment with your logo on it. So wait a minute. Is that you?
No.
Are you that small village from Pakistan that keeps reaching out to me?
No, I'm from the cornfields of Indiana.
Okay. All right. We're going to keep a close eye on this situation. Anyway, so our power block and power tech there. So Viz, that's actually a really good question. So I'm going to say I have not seen them. Jameson, have you seen them?
I haven't looked for them explicitly. I don't know for sure if they aren't here though.
Okay. I know Body Solid is here. So that's the best I can tell you. But yeah, I haven't seen Power Block or Power Tech. I have seen Iron Master, but I have not seen Power Block. Now I know there are a number of vendors who didn't come in last night, and so like I went to bed we went to go find food at about a little after 10 p.m. So there were brands that were still scheduled to come in last night to set up, and so they might have showed up after I left. They might be I know a couple of brands said that at least one brand I know said that they were going to be showing up at 6:30 this morning. So the situation's fluid. So as of last night at 9:59, Power Block and Power Tech were not here. So yeah, let's see. Carlos says Central Time Zone is a team effort. I feel like you need more than two people to have a team. Is it a team? Nah, yeah, because in tennis, when there's just two of you, it's doubles. It's not a team. Whatever. You stop your fake news, Carlos. Swear to God. Anyway, all right, so that's enough of all that loose rapping. What we're going to be doing, as I said, we got people who are scheduled to be just coming through, and in between that, Tim and I are going to be talking about our impressions of HomeGymCon, because this is my second year here. This is Tim's first year here, and so we're going to be talking about what we've seen and kind of give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. I've got sneak peek. What is that? A sneak peek. I've got a little bit of footage from yesterday. The full vlog is going to be available on my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to check that out. But as of right now, I've got like little clips and snippets that I'll show you guys. And then at 9 o'clock, I'm going to completely abandon you guys, go downstairs because the open workout will be starting. And then I'm going to go have fun with that. I got to go deadlift. I'm going to be setting a conventional deadlift 1 rep max, because I haven't really been doing any conventional deadlift, and I've been sumo for years, and all of my that movement pattern has been satisfied with RDLs.
Yeah. But
I'm switching over to conventional for a little bit, for a couple of training cycles while my knee rehabs. So I'm not going to be I don't have any idea what my 1 rep max is in conventional. So we got to go find out what it is, because I have to establish it so I can get my training max. Anyway, Carlos says, dude, you running on 3 hours of sleep? No, 3 hours of sleep is running on me. I'm the battery. Did you ever in your life get it wrong like that again? You really trying my patience, Carlos. We got the no wine cellar. Hey, and Keith Honeycutt is giving a shout out to you, Jameson. He's talking about Jameson did. That is 100% accurate. Jameson did help everybody, and I mean everyone, set up their booths yesterday. He helped people carry stuff in. Like, he was just literally just bringing stuff in. You are, and I'll say that too. I hadn't planned on saying this, and it's not just because you're right here, but literally you are one of the most helpful people I know. You and one other person last year helped my wife and I load up the car after everything was over, without being asked. They came and volunteered, man, and helped us load up the car, which was a big deal. You guys saved us so much time. So I really do appreciate you and just your enthusiasm and your love for the home gym community, man. I appreciate that. All right. That Love Fest is now over. You told me, first of all, Eric Eccles was going to be here, and I don't see it.
No, you told me he would be here, and
Now, you said he was coming with you.
No, I said no. You told me he'd be on your show.
You don't deserve that anymore. You don't deserve that camera shot anymore. No, I thought you said Eric was going to be with you.
No, I thought you.
You thought I said that he. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Well, Eric ain't here, so
what I did say is I sent him the room label.
We're getting.
So he has the direction.
So he has the directions. Okay, so he knows where we are at the. Well, okay. We might see Eric Eccles at some point. All right, so Jameson is here because he said he's going to tell me a story. He didn't tell me what the story was. So I have no idea what's about to happen. All I ask you is you keep it clean, because there are people who are listening to this who are taking their kids to school. And my mom is watching, as always.
Yeah.
And I have no problem giving your personal information to my mom. She will call you. She'll call you. I promise you. All right. So, Jameson, tell me your story. Let's hear it.
Well, it actually starts with something I was trying to do for you. You were looking for some deep dish plates from Bells of Steel, weren't you?
Yeah.
But with the discontinuation and whatnot.
Yeah, the stuff that Kayvon brought up at when we interviewed him. Yeah.
So I thought, I have to pass through, I live in northern Indiana, so I have to pass through Indianapolis anyway, where the showroom is with West Indy Barbell and Bells of Steel. So I thought maybe if they have some either in scratch and dent or leftover, then I could just simply pick them up for you. Yeah. And then bring them here for you. And then they didn't have any.
I remember all this. Yes. Okay.
But then Eccles, he has a buddy up in either Wisconsin or Minnesota. He hasn't told me where, but an hour from him, who purchased a 100-pound vintage plate.
One plate
from a vintage one from some foundry company.
Okay.
I can't remember. It's in the truck right now, and it's rusty. It's hard to read, but
okay.
He purchased it online on Facebook Marketplace in Indiana. So
okay, the guy's from Minnesota.
Minnesota or Wisconsin, one of the two.
Or Wisconsin. All right.
Yeah.
And he bought a plate on Facebook in Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so,
all right.
So Eccles messaged me one night. Hey, how much effort would it be? He used a different word, but how much effort would it be for you to go get this plate and bring it to HomeGymCon? I said, no problem. Without him he told me vintage 100-pound plate, and I already knew the name of the seller, who I won't mention, but I knew the name of the seller from having done so many Facebook Marketplace searches in my area. Right. So I knew who the seller was. I said, hey, I messaged him saying, buddy,
so you know the seller in Indiana.
I knew his profile.
Yeah, from you know who it is. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
But I said, hey, a buddy of mine has a buddy who purchased this plate from you. Is it possible that I can pick it up and take it to HomeGymCon so that Eccles can then take it to his buddy? So in other words, a person who I never even knew, and with a plate I would never use, will be getting his plate because
you went and got it. You're going to give it to Eccles, who, rumor has it, will be here.
Yeah.
And then Eccles will take it to his buddy in Wisconsin or Minnesota.
And none of this would be possible without the networking that HomeGymCon gives.
And here's the thing. That sounds like so normal to me. That sounds like such a home gym thing, because it's just like, oh yeah. All right. I know guys who I knew a guy who lives in Rhode Island, and he called me one day and it was like, hey, I just bought something from a guy in Savannah. how far away is that from you? Could you pick it up?
Yeah.
Savannah, and in case you're wondering, that's not close at all. Okay. Savannah, Georgia is quite the hike from me, which is what I told him. But that makes sense. Like when you just said, I did this because for this guy who I don't even know. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes complete sense. Complete sense. Yeah. And I agree. So Eric echoes, all right, he heard our slander. He says, can we keep it down? No. He said he's trying to sleep. My goal was for you to hear me in your hotel room. All right.
He's probably
Mission
in there
accomplished.
still.
I have successfully woken up Ashley and Dustin. Hooray for me. All right. Let's see. Keith Honeycutt says they're waiting for me to come down here. Yeah, well, Eric says he stayed up a little bit late. Yeah. Eric is in the building. He's sleeping, but he's in the building. I would love it if Eric is like typing stuff in the comments, but not quite awake yet, because that's going to lead to hilarious things later on down the line. That's awesome, man. I like this story, man.
Yeah.
While I got you here, tell me in general, what are your impressions of this year's HomeGymCon compared to last year?
I told Adam. I told the man, the myth, the legend himself. I told him in person.
That's not Adam.
Jake.
But that's okay.
They're both the same height. So.
Look, he waved when you said Adam. He's like, yeah, hey, I'll answer whatever you want.
Well,
he's cool like that.
I told him that without a doubt, this is the single biggest growth of 1 year for any expo.
It's more than double.
Ever.
More than double.
More than 10 times.
Are you trying to stay off camera? He's so shy.
I need a shower.
Nah! Spray more cologne on and you'll be fine. That's all right.
Hey, but but the growth alone is just incredible. But then of course being able to see my friends again, that's worth everything.
100%. I mean, and it's so crazy because they're people and you really only know them. It's funny because people, especially for me, I kind of know people from like this much of their head. You know what I mean? Because we do I do the interviews, I see this much of you, right? But I see people in person here, and it's like we grew up together. Yeah. It's to me, it's such a cool feeling having people who you have this common bond with, and we understand things about each other that our families don't understand. You know what I mean? We can have conversations about stuff like the story you just told me. I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. You tell that somewhere else, and they'll be like, you what? That sounds first. Somebody's gonna call the ATF because it sounds kind of sketchy. But to me, it sounds like, oh yeah. Because how many times have you remember Craigslist when you how many times did you meet up in some sketchy parking lot to get two dumbbells from some dude? And there you go. That's just normal. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. All right. And you get the directions. You're like, this doesn't seem like the sort of place I should be in. But hey, I'm here. Let's just go with it. So heck yeah, man. I appreciate it. Eric says Saxon grips never sleep. Oh no, that's Jonathan. Jonathan says Saxon grips never sleep. I hate to tell you this, but Saxon grips are asleep right now. Okay.
No, they happen to have enough energy to text.
Yeah, that's all. I cannot 100% verify that both eyes were open when he typed his comment. But yeah, I'll see Eric. I'm gonna see you later on. If you can swing on by, man, we're down here. We're in that conference room that's right across from the escalator. So anybody who's watching this, who's at HomeGymCon, come on through, man. If there's nobody next to me in this chair, you got a free open invite to jump in this chair, because the whole point of this today is to just celebrate this family reunion until 9 o'clock, when I will abandon y'all, go downstairs and get my deadlift 1 rep backs.
Well, there is a charge though.
There's a charge for what?
Yeah, they have to get out their phone. They have to get out Google and
search Gym Life. Oh yeah, you should be doing it right now. Michael V, you need to be searching Google Garage Gym Life right now. Click on the Garage Gym Life website when it happens, because he said that's Tim, who's right over there, says that's the hack that everybody needs to do to boost your search results. And then after you're done with that, do Gym Crafter. Google Gym Crafter and look him up, because that's going to help him rank a little bit. This is guerrilla marketing at its finest. Anyway, my man, I guess, what is there? Normally at this point, I tell people, hey, do you have like a Instagram or something you want to share with people? What do you want to promote?
Bridge Built, baby. Beefy equipment.
Okay, hold up a second. Hold on. Bridge Built Beefy Equipment.
Yep. I help them at 2 a.m. to.
So they are here.
Yep.
Tim, I told you they were going to be coming later on. 2 a.m. All right. Next question. I didn't have this question until you said that. Have you been asleep yet?
I
You stand.
I prefer
Spit it out, son.
I prefer not to answer. My wife might see this and
Ah,
I
okay.
could land in some boiling water.
Hey, radio silence. I
Yeah,
got you.
worse than what you'd use for
I
a lot.
completely understand. So anyway, we're gonna kick you off of here in your large arms because we have a little bit of a rule about nobody being bigger than me on my show. Get out of here. No, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, got you, brother.
Thanks for here.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
All right, out angle.
Hey,
I out angled you.
uncoachable, man. Uncoachable. All right. So anyway, so that was my guy Jameson, and now coming to the stage. All right. Do y'all want to thumb wrestle? Or you want to just, or you actually you want to come up here? Okay, come on. Well, both of y'all, everybody who's you want 1, 2, 3. All right, Rangers lead the way. Well, come on, coming to the stage, Ashley Hromiak. Show your love. Show your love. And the crowd goes wild. The crowd goes wild. What up?
Hey, good
There
morning.
you go. You get that. There you go.
Jameson. This yours? Oh, okay.
Hold up a second. Yeah, that's
I was like, oh,
yeah, yeah, do that. Yeah. See, that's why my wife's picture is on here. See, nobody can say, well, there you go. It just went black. There you go. See, that's why my wife's picture. Yeah, my wife's picture. Do that. There you go. Yeah. Actually, technically, my wife's AI. Okay, baby. So my wife is actually watching. So I just got your text. Yes, I am ready for the podcast. Shout out to you, though. Shout out to you. All right. So, Ashley, let's begin with this is year 2.
year 2.
Year number 2. When you walk, what did you expect out of this event? Having been here last year, and then you see the stuff on Instagram saying, hey, it's going to be bigger than it was last year. What did you expect before you ever got here? What did you think it was going to be like?
I just think it was going to be last year, but just better. Like just more people, more interactions, more networking opportunities, more friends to make.
Okay. And then you got here because you got here before me. Because I know because I saw you when I got here. I saw you guys unloading, helping. You and Jameson were helping unload somebody's vehicle.
Yeah.
When I was pulling in. So you had already been inside. What were your impressions when you first walked in and you just saw? I mean, it's something to see.
It was wow. Like,
yeah,
Jake did it again.
It's crazy.
It is.
There's so much of the area that was open space is not anymore.
No.
There's like it's
Packed.
I don't want to say so. It's not packed in a bad way.
No, it's.
But you kind of like like a kid in Toys R Us where it's like I don't know what to play with first.
Yes, exactly.
It's like that. It's just like I want to touch it all. I just want to just touch it all. Every last bit of it. Yeah. And then how about just seeing people that you know all over the place?
That was probably the best. Like last night we were headed back up to the room after dinner and I ran into Andrew Haynes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was in the lobby,
Haynes
looked
Strength,
at me.
Shout out to Haynes Strength.
And like his eyes lit up and he's like, Ashley. And like that just warmed my heart to see someone so excited that I made friends with last year just to see me. And then that mutual like Jameson, John, like everybody, I don't know. I'm excited about all the equipment, but the people, man, last year, I think that made it all the connections, like meeting you. I think that was,
yeah, we went from I think we know each other to seeing each other this year and hugging each other. Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing?
It's such a good feeling.
What about the I don't know, like we already said that there's a lot of stuff here, but you kind of do have to focus because there's actually too much stuff to see everything in even the 2 days that we're going to be here. What are you looking forward to trying? Like, because last year it was the squat max. You like, I gotta try the squat max. So this year, give me your top 5 things that are on your radar? Like, oh, we're gonna try that. We're gonna try that. And if you've already tried some stuff, I'm sure you have. But
yes.
What's kind of like? Just tell me like what's on the bucket list for this year.
I definitely want to. There's a booth I wasn't even aware of until I came here. Was ATX Fitness, and they seem to have some like really interesting equipment that I definitely want to play on and talk to them about. Of course, I'm excited about Rep because I met Rep here last year and then just loaded out my garage with a bunch of Rep equipment. Prime Fitness, That's another one. I like Prime because it kind of caters more to like bodybuilding and isolation work. So I want to play with them and kind of get in with them because they're a big company in the bodybuilding world.
Nice. That's really cool too, because so much of the stuff that we have in the home gym community is pseudo powerlifting, I guess.
Yeah, strength based.
And I don't mean like that in a bad way, but I mean it's kind of like, okay, well, you start with a powerlifting sort of mindset. And I think some of that is because of the influence of companies like Elite FTS.
Yeah.
All right. And so you have sort of a powerlifting base. And so, like, okay, for example, the kinds of bars, right? So there's a little bit of spin, but not so much. The bars tend to have a lot of knurling, whatever, which isn't something you would necessarily need for a bodybuilding style bar. So I actually like it when you get companies like Prime that have a focus that works for somebody who's got other goals. That's why I like Exponent Edge. When they came out with their bar, he said, well, it's basically a bar for somebody who wants to be more into bodybuilding. Say, I don't need to have like the really aggressive knurling. I don't need, you know what I mean? I just need a quality bar I can use for a while. So I actually do really like that. What have you played with already?
I played with some of the new toys that Ryan Pitts from Stronger Grip Metal Master brought. Like he's got all the kind of strength implements for the hammers and the swords and stuff like that, which beautiful.
Did you see Banff?
See who?
Banff Hammer?
No.
You got to see Banff Hammer. Okay. Yeah.
No.
I'm going to take you over to Banff Hammer when we're done with this. So he's basically got man, this is right up your alley. So you do sledgehammer swings with a tire, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, instead he's eliminated the tire. Instead, he's got like a hammer, different weights that have a rubberized head.
Ooh.
So you can hit the concrete, you can do it, and like it's now don't throw it because it'll go all over the place and it'll be entertaining once. But it's but it's really a really cool tool. He's got several downstairs, and I tried Tim, do you remember what the heaviest Banff hammer was that I was able to I know I picked up like the 10. They're in kilograms, right? They're in kilograms though, right? Yeah, okay. So I remember picking up the 10 kilogram. I mean, I picked up all the ones I grabbed, but I'm saying like I was able to one hand the 10 kilogram one. And then he's got one that's bigger than that. There's one that I'm like, okay, well, that's Mjolnir. You got to be Thor you got to be Thor Odinson to pick that up, right? But yeah, I'll definitely take you by there. So, but anyway, you said Stronger Grip Metal Master.
Yeah.
Okay. You said that he's got some hammers too, or
yeah.
Okay, are they metal?
Yep.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Hence the name, Stronger Grip Metal Master. Okay.
I'm excited.
What do you like about that?
The hammers stuff. Mm-hmm. I like how it's just a different way to strength train. Like we have all kinds of different strength implements, and it's like it's fun to hit shit. So
yeah. There you go. All right, that's one ding. One ding. We just had somebody violate the no cussing rule.
Oh,
I knew
sorry.
it was going to be you. Oh God, no, we can't do this. No, they're children. Of course, they made no more words than that, but you know. So I asked that kind of like because I was telling Tim about your background and all the different things that you've got a very varied training background and a lot of stuff in your resume. So I didn't know if you had a specific like, oh, I like using this because of the mobility or whatever, but it's just like an interesting way to train.
I mean, it's a great way for like mobility and just to kind of get a lot of rotational work that is lacking, like especially if we're talking about powerlifting, because right they're working in like the one plane of motion, and getting that other stuff is.
We will not rotate at all. We will not be rotating today for any reason. Actually, if you do rotate in powerlifting for any reason, something just went wrong. Because like the bar is helicoptering or something like that.
I do want to say I'm surprised, and I'm wondering how soon, like if we'll see it in like year 3 as we grow, but we're not seeing it. Like I want to see some like cold plunge companies and like home saunas here.
You know what? I can see that. I can see that because even like I guess maybe people be a little weirded out about the hygiene side of it. Because if you got like I just thought of a reference from a movie, like one of those old westerns. The guy comes in from out of town and he looks like he's just been like he's just bathed in dirt, right? And he gets a room in the hotel, and they say, yeah, we got water for a bath. It's only been used twice. Wait, what?
Yeah.
So I just thought of that. I was like, with the cold plunge thing. But I mean, I'm sure there's ways to get around it.
I mean,
because
it would be
they take them to other expos.
Yeah, I mean, it would be same as like kind of like a pool or hot tub. You just have to chemically treat it with chlorine or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that eventually that's going to be the direction maybe that
Yeah.
grows, because it's all about home gym and like fitness, and I think that'd be a good avenue for them to include.
It would certainly be entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, everybody climbing in there, seeing how cold they could handle. And
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, I mean, I ain't getting in there, but I would definitely, my favorite would be to get somebody who's never done it, watch them get in.
Yeah.
And say, all right, we're going to zoom in on your face as you climb in. All right, you can't get out. You can't get out. You can't get out. Think of the children, whatever it's for your bloodline. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I know you're into that kind of stuff.
I am.
Yeah. All right. So what, I think this is your Instagram going across the bottom. And the reason why I said I think is because I can never remember how many underscores.
I don't even remember either.
So what I usually do when I want to find you, let's try it right now. So, okay, let's see here. I'll put this over here. And I'm going to do this so that you guys can see this. All right. Because like I said, I'm hoping that this doesn't automatically show it. Yeah. All right, there we go. All right, so this is me trying to put in Ashley's Instagram. All right. All right, let's see. So we've got Instagram.com, Garage Gym Life, which should be your first stop at always. Oh man, it remembered it. Okay. Underscore. Actually, no, there was another Ashley the Amazing, and it would always pull up the wrong person. So I'm not actually sure if this is
another.
Yeah, but she didn't have the same number of underscores as you. So that's the thing. All right, there we go. 2 underscores.
And then
there's some on the end?
Yeah.
This is the moment of truth. All right. No! Oh! Okay, let's try again. When in doubt, add more underscores. Let's try another one right here. I mean, what's the heck? You know. No, okay. No.
Add another, add 332.
Okay, so add another.
I think.
So 332. Okay. There's another one right there.
Yes.
Yeah! Go! Okay. That's the key. So Ashley underscore the underscore amazing underscore 332. All right. And so you say that you can't learn anything on the internet, but you just did. 332. In fact, say that to everybody you see today. If you're in the chat and anytime Ashley comes on here, I don't want you guys to say, hey, Ashley, or anything like that. I want y'all to just say 332. That's her new call sign. All right. Bam. 332. And you guys all need to go follow Ashley the Amazing on Instagram and anywhere else. And you got a YouTube channel now. All right. So you guys, forget that. I'm not letting you go. Tell me about your YouTube channel. What do you have on there?
So it just started, but I'm starting to do, companies are sending me equipment. So I've been reviewing equipment.
Okay.
And then I'm
cold
also
plunges.
Yeah, not yet. I would love
Okay.
cold plunges.
It's the cold plunge channel.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm gonna go over like training stuff, and I eventually want to start doing like workout with me, kind of following along for those with the home gym, kind of
100%.
lead different workouts.
Okay. And will those workouts be workouts like lifting or yoga or a combination?
A combination,
whatever. Just whatever you got going.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. What's the channel called?
That's a good question.
How many underscores are in your YouTube channel name?
I think I'm pretty sure it's Ashley Amazing. I've changed the name a few times because I'm trying to I'm new in this YouTube space, so I've changed it a few times. But I believe it's Ashley the Amazing.
Oh, I mean, if it's working, that's the brand. Okay. All right. So Carlos said,
yeah, it's Ashley the Amazing.
Instagram,
Thank
but
you,
he
Jameson.
just followed you on YouTube.
Thank you.
So you just got a subscriber right there.
Yeah, he's the one we watched. We watched about that. He was the movie guy.
Yeah.
I was watching while I was walking on my treadmill. You guys were just
That's right. And he led me astray with that Roadhouse business. But yeah, I've decided.
I was so disappointed.
I decided not to be angry. Well, no, I didn't. I decided not to express my anger about it anymore. But Roadhouse sucked. From like the very first moment I saw Post Malone throwing those kicks, looking like his body was tighter than Dick's hat band, and he just looked like he had never thrown a kick before in anger. I was like, why is this guy on there? It looks like somebody starched his jeans. You know, we used to put staple on our camis. It looked like somebody starched all his clothes and then told him to go out there and throw kicks. And I was offended as a martial artist. Carlos, don't ever. Anyway, I said I'm gonna walk a different path. I'm not talking about that right now. Ashley, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah. I will come find you and take you to the Banff Hammer booth.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. What about we have to talk about your weight? Are we allowed to like?
Yeah.
Are we your?
I didn't bring the freaking pants. Okay, I'll tell you all the story. But once again, me, the pants, and you are not in the same place. And so what's happening is I brought the pants and to show you what happened. And when I have the pants in my hand, you're not around. And Tim has seen the pants, but when Ashley's around, I don't have the pants. So here's what happened. So last year. I'll just like stand up. But last year when I was here, I was wearing size 40. I was wearing size 38, but I actually was size 40. And I'm just going to tell you flat out, all right? That's the reality. It was so bad that I walked past the swing Sesh thing, and I looked up, and I couldn't jump up there. I tried to jump, and I realized I couldn't jump up to grab the pull-up bar, right? So last night, I actually jumped up. Actually, did I download that? Because I actually was able to jump up and grab it and do a one-arm hang. And so that was pretty much a PR. See if this sucker's on here somewhere. No, I didn't do. No, I do have some interesting footage of me trying to break the bells of steel kettlebell, though. You got to see that later. But anyway, so I was able to jump up there and hang. But the point is, so now I can wear 32s, but I'm wearing 34s.
That's amazing.
And here's the thing. Okay, let's get the applause back down. Hold on. What not as impressive is, well, I guess it is kind of. So I had my size 32s, and I was so proud of myself. I got them on, and I mean, they're snug, right? And I don't have room in them, but I put them on. I said, yes. I was like, already set to go. So I'm wearing them, and something fell down. So I said, oh, well, let me just pick that up. So I squatted down to get it. They're not squat proof.
Oh.
But they now have extra ventilation.
Oh,
all
nice.
across the seat. So the pants ripped. So I will not be putting the pants on to show you I can wear the 32s, but I will put on some 34s. I'll run upstairs and just use, at least you can see me in the 34s. But yeah, I did.
That's okay.
So I've dropped. Yeah,
you dropped. And then, so what is the goal for next year when I see you?
Honestly, next year I want to have, I want to lose the love handles because I said it's going to stand up. Stand up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Can y'all see? Right there. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna lose the love handles. I'm starting to get the abdominals, but we got to lose the love handles. So the goal first was to get in to not look like 230 pounds of chewed bubblegum, and I think I've achieved that. Regain my athleticism, and I've achieved a lot of that. And then next year, the goal is to look like I lift if I take my shirt off. Because it's very easy, in my opinion, to look like you lift with your shirt on if you like your traps are developed and you wear t-shirts with the tight enough sleeves or whatever.
Mediums.
Yeah, but to actually look like you're in good shape with your shirt off is actually and to look more defined. So that's the goal for next year. Carlos said, hey, I appreciate it, Carlos. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Carlos, you sound defensive. He said, nobody said that Roadhouse was good. He said, terrible films need love too. Whatever, man. You told me to watch it. So, oh no, you'll like it. Just don't expect the other movie. It sucks. Thank you. Tim is actually my friend. Ashley told me that, it was so disappointing. I trusted you, Carlos. I trusted you. Anyway. But I said I'm walking a different path. Eric says he looks like 250 pounds of chewed bubblegum that someone dropped on the floor. That's horrible. That video or it didn't happen. Anyway, all right. Anyway, I kept you past the time, I promise.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Everybody go subscribe to her YouTube channel. Follow at Ashley ___ the ___ amazing __.
332.
On Instagram. 332. That's it.
Yes.
Thank
you, John.
Thank you. See you. Carlos says he feels attacked. Well, you kind of should. All right. Michael V, come on down. Let's go. Let's keep this going. Let's go. Come on down. Tim is like, I thought you said you were going to talk to me. I will. I promise. I will. Yeah, he's sulking right now. There you go. All right.
Good morning.
What's up, man? So I on purpose didn't ask you a whole lot of details about your product. So I'm going to learn about your product at the same time as the listeners are. All right. So first of all, is your last name just V?
No, it's not. It's Vaudreuil.
Vaudreuil.
Vaudreuil. Nobody can spell it or pronounce it, so I just go by Michael.
Is that why you have your name tag turned around so nobody will even try?
Oh, sorry.
He's like, oh, he even says, well, so when you said your name was Michael V, I figured
Yeah.
it was like, oh, okay, so it's like VEAH or something
No,
like
I
that.
just abbreviated
Actually,
it.
that'll be Vo. But you know what I mean? I thought
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like maybe like VEE
Yeah.
or like that. I was like, okay, well, his name's V. Okay, cool.
Hey, first, congratulations for
Thank you.
the weight loss. You said
Oh,
you were
man, I appreciate that.
you were a 38-40 guy. I'm currently a 36-38 guy,
okay.
but I'm trying to get down too.
Oh,
Just
we'll
got
make it
past
happen,
some-
man.
Because past some issues, I'm now free to kind of go that path to kind
I
of start
completely-
losing in earnest now.
So like for
Great
me,
job.
I had a car wreck. I flipped over 5 times. And yeah, the people who were behind me, they
Yeah.
thought I was dead.
Yeah.
Then I climbed out of the car. So I guess maybe they thought I was a zombie. I don't know. Like, what just happened?
Did
But
the doctors tell you no more working out? They tell you that?
no, the lawyers.
Because I've had doctors tell me no more.
No,
Yeah.
no. The doctor told me he said once you feel, he's like, take it slowly, and once you feel comfortable working out again, you can start.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the case went on longer than it should have, I think.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not trying to get rich. Just put me back to where I was.
Compensate.
Yeah,
Make
in
whole.
terms-
Yeah.
make me whole. And so it kind of dragged out a little bit. And so I couldn't work out. And that just, I mean, it becomes depressing, man, because you
Absolutely.
know what you could do before. I mean, I was a fighter.
Yeah.
I am a martial artist, but I was a fighter. I competed in powerlifting, like all these different things I could do. And then I have a granddaughter, and you know, depending on what my son and daughter-in-law decide, I may end up
Yeah.
having more grandkids, and what my other sons do or whatever. So I want to be able to play with them,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
And one of the things, this completely has nothing to do with your product, but we're talking about it right now. I come from a family. My birthright is to live a long time, and so I've seen too many of my relatives live to their 90s, but their bodies
Quality.
declined
Yeah.
when they were in their 60s.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that means they spent 30 years unable to move around, and
Right.
people having to do most things for them and all that. And I don't want that kind of life. I want to be
Exactly,
like
yeah.
my grandfather,
Yeah.
who literally, he
Yeah.
died at 99. He literally went to a party, saw most of his relatives, most of his grandkids, great
Mhm.
grandkids, and went home and was like, I have a headache, and went to bed.
Yeah.
And then he went to the,
That-
he had
the
an aneurysm.
transition,
Yeah.
yeah.
He had an aneurysm, went to the
Yeah.
hospital for a few more days. But yeah, but basically his life went on. He had good
Yeah.
quality of life.
Yeah.
He was lifting. He started lifting weights in his I think at
Yeah,
85.
it's never too late.
Yeah,
and
so
I'm a
I want
believer,
that.
everybody has a comeback story in them.
Yep.
So
That's it.
congratulations for you.
I appreciate it, man.
Get that story out so it encourages other people when they're challenged in their life.
Oh man, look, if
Yeah.
there's one thing you don't have to worry about is me talking. I promise it'll happen. And shout out to Joyce. Joyce, do you claim this guy that's next to me?
Yeah.
It's Vaudreuil.
Vaudreuil. See what I mean?
But well, see, so I probably could have said it if I
Yeah.
hadn't read it.
It's a
Vaudreuil.
Vaudreuil.
I got
French Canadian. So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, trips people up, but
All right.
yeah.
So
Hey, good morning, Joyce.
Good
honey.
morning. Hello, Michael V and John. Love Inventor Stories. All right.
Yeah.
So if Joyce wants to hear it, I want to hear it too. Soul Vid says he loves the energy. Feels like the pre-show for a pay-per-view. Oh yeah. We're thumb wrestling everybody that doesn't show up on time for their segment. All right. But I want to hear tell me about your invention, man.
All right. So I come to this event as an inventor.
Okay.
And I'm the inventor and creator of the Freedom 6 dumbbell system, the world's first dumbbell power rack.
Okay.
So
It's a dumbbell power rack.
correct.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So we all know the value of barbell power racks.
Yeah.
Right. Since their inception in the 1960s, they become prolific. You can't go to a home gym or a commercial gym without seeing a power rack.
Yeah, yeah.
That's because of the benefits it provides the
Sure,
athletes, right?
sure.
You get a good, strong start, and you get a safe finish. If you can't get back to the lift off with the weight and racket,
Theoretically, the safeties catch it. Yeah.
then you get the safety there.
Right.
What that allows the user to do is to put 100% of their mental and physical energy into the exercise.
Because you feel safe. Yeah. Okay.
Not only because you feel safe, because you have the opportunity to get yourself ready, lay down, get set.
Okay.
You want to get your shoulders and scapula in a good, healthy position. You want to get that spine arched.
All right.
Right. And then you go.
Okay.
The current state of dumbbell training, there's no get set. We get the weights, we schlep over to the bench, we sit down, we're ready, and we just go.
Yeah.
There's no get set.
Okay.
There's many trainers and coaches on social media who spend an infinite amount of time on the get set portion of it because it's that important.
Okay.
Because we all want to maximize our gains.
Right.
So the Freedom 6 dumbbell system, the world's first dumbbell power rack, provides that to the user.
In what way?
You have a nice strong lift off. You can get set. You lay down on the bench without the weight in hand.
All right.
So it eliminates that risk. And
Okay.
I have.
So is it like a spotting tray or something like that?
Well, they call it a spotting tray. I don't like that.
Okay.
It's a lift off, just like your barbell lift.
I got you. Okay.
So
but what I'm saying is that there's trays and it's got the dumbbells and you reach it, you get them from up here.
You get them from up there.
Okay, I got you.
Start out at the top position.
All right.
Not at the risky position where you haven't got the opportunity to get your shoulders. And
Yeah, I got you.
arch.
And you don't have to clean the weight up into position.
That's
or
right.
Whatever that is. Okay, well, you already have a question. Ashley wants to know what the website is called. That's actually good information to have. So yeah, what is the website?
All right. So Ashley and everybody else, I don't have a website currently. So
It's on the dark web, is what he means.
yeah. What's important?
I'll interpret what you say for the people.
Yeah.
He's on the dark web. Yeah.
What's really important about this weekend for myself and Joyce is this is the first public unveiling that we're going to display and demonstrate this. So,
Okay. All right, Tim.
So
Can you do me a favor? Let's see if we can make this happen. Can you run? Where is your thing located?
if you run past rep in the middle aisle,
walk.
I'll be on the left.
All right, give me a picture and let's post it on your Instagram, and I'll go to, and when you come upstairs and let me know it's on there, we'll go to we're gonna go to the Gym Crafter Instagram and we'll see. Are you gonna video or are you gonna take a picture? All right, so we're gonna get footage of what is this thing called? The Freedom 6 dumbbell system. You're about to see it live on the Gym Crafter Instagram. Give Tim about 5 minutes to get down there. Okay, yeah, because I want to see this thing.
So I'll just talk about the name a little bit,
Sure.
so people can kind of connect the dots a little bit here. So Freedom 6 is a play on 6 degrees of freedom.
Okay.
And 6 degrees of freedoms is what you get when you train with dumbbells. You get lesser degrees of freedom when you train with a barbell because your hands are fixed. And when your hands are fixed like this, they can't move this way.
Right.
And they're tied to one another. They're not
Sure.
independent.
Sure.
They can't move. So it's a play on that. So this invention of mine became named the Freedom 6 dumbbell system.
All right. So Joyce says basically you guys are at booth E20.
Yeah.
And you guys are giving a prize. You get a chance to win a prize. What do
Yeah.
you have to do to win the
So
prize?
we're soliciting feedback from two different populations, so to speak.
Okay.
Consumers in the strength equipment market, and then industry professionals, those people,
Like coaches and-
manufacturers.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and affiliated manufacturers, because we want to get perspectives from both.
Okay.
Consumer, you like this concept? Would you buy something like this if it was made available? And manufacturers, are you interested in maybe partnering with us and entering into a licensing agreement to commercial?
Have you talked to AdMat?
I saw them setting up. I haven't spoken to them yet.
And then there's I mean, there are a number of because you're looking at the distribution side. You've obviously got one.
So
You've already got one downstairs, or we wouldn't be able to get
Right.
footage of it. But you're looking for distribution to try to get it out to as many people as possible.
yeah,
I
so
got you. Okay.
I'm an older lifter.
How old are you?
I'm 62.
You're halfway. You're middle aged.
Yeah, but I don't want to do my own startup. But
Yeah,
I want to get into a company that already has the distribution set up and has the ability to scale.
Gotcha.
Because
So who have you talked to already? If you're able to tell me.
some of the folks on the floor I've approached previously.
Okay.
The companies, not necessarily the folks who are here, but some of the companies.
Gotcha.
I think this is
But you've not been able to. You haven't done a face to face, which
Right.
is why you're. And
Yeah.
that's one of the cool things about here because you can do the
and
face-to-face
COVID is like so
yeah,
that
100%.
the,
Okay.
the human factor of you looking somebody in the eye and
Yeah.
that's when you decide if you're going to partner with somebody,
Yeah.
not over a Zoom call. That's tough.
It's about building relationships because I mean I have to trust that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. I have to trust that you're going to actually provide me with this
Right.
product that I'm not going to have it on my website and then you say, hey, oh yeah, by the way, we don't have enough.
Yeah, and
You
it's two
over-ordered.
ways,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Both parties have to
And
make-
you have to trust that they're going to actually do what they said they're
Perform.
going to do.
Yeah.
They're going to help you with the
Right.
marketing, going to help you get the word out there. Yeah, 100%. I think there's not in the world that we live in. There's so much, and this is from a digital guy. Most of what I do is digital, but I still value relationships, being able to meet
Absolutely,
people, interact
yeah.
with you on a personal
Yeah.
level in person, and be able to say,
I could tell
Yeah.
you thrive on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
So it's a now little known fact, I'm sort of a functional introvert in that all right, so Tim just gave me the okay, so let's go. We're gonna go check it out. I'm in that I can, number one, I'll talk to people who I like and trust, and then if I'm around like at a big group like this, I'll probably like be like just by myself as a hermit next week, just like okay,
Soaking it in, right?
well, next week I'll have to recharge my battery. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the other thing is like I feel like I should give. I'm giving,
Yeah.
right? I should leave here empty, is the way I
Yeah.
look at it, right? So we got to refill it. All right, but let's go to Jim Crafter. All right, we got another question from Ashley. She wants to know what's your background. So, all right, yeah. So, ooh, hey, I saw that. All right, now
Yeah.
y'all want to see it too. Hold on
Yeah.
a second. Yeah. They're like, that's great, man. We want to see it as well. All right, so let's pull this right here. And yeah, that's it. All right, so this is it right here. So when I saw it, that's why I said like a spotting tray, but and there's the video. So it looks like those cables right there.
Yep.
That's your spotter, basically. So
Exactly.
if something goes
and
wrong,
there's no pulleys, there's no real moving parts to kind of wear out. This is a robust prototype, and it's still prototype stage. It hasn't gone through the rigor of a commercialization cycle with a manufacturer. But I use it though every week.
So let's talk about, you said as far as testing it, is basically you've been the one testing it.
I've been testing it. I've not done any drop testing of it.
Would you like some drop tests?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, Tim, we can't drop it.
No.
Okay. Let me know if that
be-
changes.
Because you would have to figure out the stresses imposed on the drop and determine for instance, the thickness of the materials used to support.
No.
the
What I
stress,
mean
yeah.
is, like, have you tested it? I don't know why I'm pointing at it over there. What I mean is, a drop test, like you take it off the tray, you're holding the dumbbell, and you let go for the strength of the.
Yeah, no.
whatever.
So what we're trying to do with this is to stop the drop.
Okay.
Dropping dumbbells, in my opinion, is not a good thing. It destroys dumbbells, it breaks them, it bends them. And I was in a commercial gym once where somebody kind of dropped the heavy dumbbells and I had to jump out of the way because it bounced right at me.
I've got a good drop dumbbell story to tell you, but that's not the
Right.
dropping I mean. What
So
I mean is, let's say you're pushing up, your shoulder gives out and it falls. Can those
Yes.
stop? That's what I'm
Yes.
that's what I'm talking
Yes.
about. Like, to test the
Right,
tension. Like,
yeah.
hey, it can catch
Right.
it and stop it from hitting you in the
Yeah.
lips and teeth and putting your dentist kids in
Right.
college. Okay.
So, sometimes, I've had some shoulder issues.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes when I'm using it, I'm not feeling it. And I just get out of it and I'll
And
do
they'll just
something
catch
else.
it. How do you set the is there an adjustment thing? Or
Yeah.
whatever?
So you can kind of see the swing arms. You
Yeah.
can see the pop pins. Those will swing out. So once the weight is lowered onto the swing arm, you can just get up from the exercise.
Yeah.
Pop the pin, move it over, and there's some. You can kind of catch right there.
Yeah, let's
some
look at the
side.
let's look at the picture. Okay.
You can see side platforms that we can declamp the dumbbell.
Okay.
So there's really no bending over. You walk over to the you swing the swing arms out of the way. You walk over to the power rack. You load up your dumbbells. You put the swing arms into the pop pin. You put your clamps on. You're ready to go.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let's say I see my guy Jonathan from No Fade is he's backstage right now. I'm about to bring him up. But before I do that, I promise you guys my dropping dumbbell story. So I'll go ahead and I'll tell you guys that. And then I want you to let people know how they can find you if they're not here at HomeGymCon. How can they see your product? Oh, okay. So we'll close with that. So here's my dropping dumbbells story. Carp's Gym is awake now. Carp's Gym, my guy. All right. So I was working in a public gym, and there was a guy that used to come in and drive. We had these hex dumbbells. I think they were from China, but whatever. But we had these hex dumbbells. And the guy would come in and he was always dropping the dumbbells. And I kept saying, hey, man, don't drop the dumbbells. And he's like, it'll be all right. So one day he was doing dumbbell pullovers, all right, with 70 pounds. And so single dumbbell pullover with 70 pounds. So he's going over, he'll come in, and he's extending at the top of the movement so that the dumbbell is directly over his face, right? And he dropped it, and then, to finish the set. And then I see him walking towards me, and his grill is busted. His lips are busted. His teeth are red. I can see the blood all on his face. I'm like, okay, what just happened to you? And what happened is the 70 broke. He said the 70 broke. He dropped it, picked it back up to do the next set, and it broke. And so roughly 35 pounds fell on his face. Yeah. And that was the end. I don't drop dumbbells anyway, but that was the end of me even considering dropping dumbbells, because I will always remember that moment where the dumbbell snapped and fell on him, because some of those cheaper dumbbells, they're not, they're just kind of spot welded or tack welded. The handle's welded to the blob part. They're not drilled down into it and all that. So that's my dropping dumbbell story. Now, what is, if someone wants to get in touch with you, if they want to find out, we're going to come down, we're going to check out your booth because I want to try your product. Sure. But if somebody who's not here wants to find you, how can they do that?
Could I address Ashley's question first? She asked about some background. Do we have time, John?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So my background is this. So I don't know if you all remember back in 2007, 2008, the big recession.
Yeah.
I was in the trades back, in construction trades back then.
Okay.
And, April of 2007, the phone stopped ringing and I didn't have work. That never happened the prior 25 years that I was working.
Right.
I knew that was a bad omen. By November of that year, I was out of business. My home was repossessed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to get a job at a local college, Worcester Polytechnic Institute.
Okay.
So I worked as a custodian there for 8 years. And one of the perks you get as a benefit as working there as an employee is you can go to school there.
Yep.
So I went to school there, and 8 years later, I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. I now work in a aerospace company in Connecticut.
All right.
And my shoulder injuries kind of kept me from doing any barbell pressing. So I needed to use dumbbells, but I really couldn't challenge myself because I trained alone in my own home gym. This allows me to train home alone,
right,
and challenge myself with heavier weights,
Gotcha.
So I'm up to 90s now, And
My man.
I couldn't do that before,
Awesome.
Oh.
Okay. That's awesome. So I love it when people, like I was telling Tim, my favorite, even the books I read, the movies I watch, I love seeing how people react when something happens they didn't plan for. Like, how do you bounce back and come back stronger?
Well,
Because
for me, it was
that's part of what defines you.
It was
you know?
the death of the old me. Everything was gone away. In
Nice.
fact, January of 2008, my mom passed away.
Yeah.
66.
Yeah.
And, it still bothers me that. So everything was gone. I was just a shell of a person. It was
Of
ripped
course.
open,
Yeah.
and I had to rebuild myself.
Yeah.
So the metal was ready to rebuild myself, and I've done that. And
Nice.
as it turns out, I look back and I thank. I'm thankful that I went through that process, because it was that process that it got me to focus in a different area, and I found my journey.
Man, I love that, man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I got to hear your story.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are as inspired by that story as I am.
If you Google
and
my
I
name,
want
you'll see
you
all
guys
sorts
to-
of stuff. In 2016, my story.
Now we're back to the dark web. Okay. You said we Google his name, we'll find stuff. I don't know. Let's see here. So, how can somebody find? I see your email address.
Michael the Create
at
at
Gmail.
Gmail.
So you want everybody here to email you if they want to find out more.
Yeah, if they want to find out more, if they
All right.
if they want to show their support, any questions, we're looking to solicit feedback from folks here, and folks who maybe see some of this on the internet as we in social media as this event concludes, and over the next week it's digested through the community, and hopefully we'll get some traction, and we'll go from there, and then maybe we'll get our website and get our social media presence going too.
Yeah. That's it.
This is our first step. It's the first time. And by the way, if anybody's thinking of driving out to French Lick today at 3:15 today, I'll be presenting to the floor. I'll have a mic, so stop by the booth, and I'll run you through the Freedom 6 dumbbell system, the world's first dumbbell power rack.
And one thing also is apparently you guys, so if you do a survey, you try it, do a survey, and you get a chance to win an Amazon
thanks
gift
for
card.
bringing that up.
Don't. Joyce is the one that put it in there, so I'm kind of like. So
she's
shout out to Joyce.
She's my best coach.
There you go.
And sounding board.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So in Joyce's own words, just answer a short survey after trying this awesome new piece of equipment for a chance to win an Amazon gift card. Feel the freedom of great workout.
That's right. 100%. I can see.
Thank you,
better.
Joyce.
All right. Well, Mike, I appreciate you for being here. Thank you, Michael. It was
As
great
always,
meeting you.
and thanks for
Hey.
your contributions to the industry.
I look forward to seeing
Yeah.
your progress next year. We're both going to be better.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. Yeah,
All right.
I'll have a new wardrobe.
That's right. All right. Later, man.
Thanks, man.
All right. So let's see who else is in the chat here. So we got Carp's Gym checking in. Carp, come on down, man. No Fate Channel is backstage, so we're going to bring him on here. Checking in, my man.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I can actually hear you.
Oh, geez. Hopefully I'm not coming in too loud. Let me know on the volume here.
There
How's
we
the
go.
volume going? John, how are we doing for audio here?
You're a little tinny. Give me a little bit more. I tell you what, I'm gonna do this for you while you mess with your sound.
Okay.
I gotta welcome you correctly, man.
With an
I
introduction like that, man, I better not disappoint. We better deliver some top.
You're
end
dang
material.
right. You're dang right. You better not disappoint, Jonathan. All right. So you are the only guest who's going to be coming to me remotely today. But I wanted you to come on because I want to know what your kind of like from what are you seeing on social media right now about HomeGymCon? Because I know that people are posting just random stuff. Like, what's the general impression you're getting? Also, how did you get a Carp's Gym shirt before me?
Well, listen, first off, you got to respect and honestly, you got to support the content creators that you watch. So I reached out to him a while ago and I said, if you ever put out merch, sign me up. I am going to send you the money right away. So he said he was working on something. I sent him cash in the mail, the old school way, and we just got it done. So filling out the XL pretty well.
There you go. There you go. All right. So, like I said, what are you seeing on social media about this event? Because, I mean, I've been posting a little bit of stuff. I know some other people have been posting stuff. I'm actually people are tagging me and stuff when they're posting it. I guess I'm like, like people are taking pictures. I'm not like, Michael Jackson or his thing. I don't want to, I don't want to get, I'm just saying.
I hope not.
I'm finding out about what people are, I'm seeing some stuff because I happen to be in the picture or whatever, but I obviously don't see everything. So what are you guys seeing on social media about this?
Well, for me, I see a lot of like setup stuff. People like, companies setting up stuff. It was pretty interesting to see some of the bigger companies just bringing in truckloads of equipment. And I can't imagine the time it takes to just, get it off the truck, assemble it. So we saw a lot of that. I was actually surprised that a lot of the content creators that are going to be there aren't on your channel live early. They must be sleeping in, must be making sure they get their beauty sleep. As far as the other content I've seen, it just seems a lot of excitement. A lot of people are just happy to be there. And obviously a much bigger event than the previous year.
I mean, so like Ashley was saying, it's packed, but it's not packed in a bad way. In that, you don't feel like it's like, you don't feel claustrophobic. There's just a lot of stuff, and it's like you want to touch everything. You know what I mean? You're like, hey, I want to play with all the toys. I want to play with all the toys. That's really the biggest feeling. But for me, the biggest thing, man, is just seeing people interacting. In fact, I'll just show you. This was really cool to me. See if I can pull this thing up here. I saw it last night, just kind of randomly, seeing these guys interacting, and I was just like, oh, this is so cool. Yeah, here it is right here.
Kayvon, he's the man.
So what's cool, so that's Tim, then I got Mark from Garage Gym, Garage Gym 411. That's Jameson right there. And this is just like a little kind of a snippet. None of these people knew each other prior. Well, okay, two of the people knew each other prior to HomeGymCon, but a lot of this is HomeGymCon just brought these people together, and that to me is such an awesome thing, because that's what this is all about, like bringing people together. But
yeah, I mean, it's a massive community. And of course, one of the things we saw on social media, which was really exciting, was everyone who was traveling to the event. And I think everyone was, because not many people live in French Lick, Indiana. They were posting their like travel
we boosted
photos.
The population tremendously.
Yeah.
Today's the day to do the census. All right. If they're trying to get federal funding. But yeah, so you said basically you're seeing like all the stuff for people traveling here and all.
Yeah, packing up the car from the plane. Everyone from Texas all the way out to the Dakotas. You name it, they're traveling there.
All right, so I'm gonna do. So what I want to know from, I've already said it to the people in the chat. And by the way, shout out to the Central Time Zone. Good morning. Thank you guys for joining the Way Too Early for a Friday morning show. We're here live every Friday, and I mean every Friday morning. People are like, "Are you still doing the show?" Yes, it's Friday. Every Friday morning we do the show, and we appreciate you guys so much for being here. Make sure that you're hitting like and subscribe, because I try to have cool guests and interesting conversation from 6 to 9 a.m. every Friday morning to kind of get your weekend jumped off. But so back to what I was saying is, in the chat, put in like what you guys want me to go look at, because the next thing I'm gonna be doing is going to start getting videos at booths. The only person, however, because how cool my guy Jonathan has been, how supportive you've been of me, Jonathan, you could tell me which booths you want me to go visit. You actually get to tell me what's your list. If you were here, what will be on your top, let's call it your top 5 list of booths that you would want to check out. And
so number 1 isn't even a booth. It is the 2 gents from 50 Cal Fitness. That you can't miss them. Just massive Texas dudes. They smell like gunpowder, and they are awesome. They're doing like the strongman competition, the grip competition.
So
if you
just walk around and smell people until I find somebody.
Well, you'll know. Listen, they're Texas. They're probably open carrying, right? Okay, so if you'll see them, you'll know them when you see them. Interview them. Get their story. Talk to them for 5 or 10 minutes. You're gonna fall in love. These guys are just epic. Okay. Also, we know that you're going to be covering the big companies, and we know that the big companies can afford to hire content creators to cover their stuff. I want you to go out and get the small person, because there's a lot of companies there that probably spent their whole year's marketing budget just to get there. We're talking about Micro Gains. We're talking about AbMat. Freak Athlete is another company that I love. Those guys are really salt of the earth people. I don't know if the owners are going to be there, but they should be, because it's a really small company. There's a bunch of others. Wait It Out. You know, I love those guys. I've been rocking some of their equipment for like 5 years now.
Their booth. I was standing right next to their booth last night. I did not see them, but I did see. Well, I saw their booth. So yes, they're on my list to go talk to. And I talked to Mike from Micro Gains yesterday for a little bit. So yes, so Micro Gains. So 50 Cal Fitness.
Yes.
Micro Gains.
Yes.
Wait It Out. All right. Well, what else you got?
Freak Athlete, as well as Belt Fed Strength. I'm a big fan of Belt Fed Strength. They're doing, like, you know, their belts are just works of art. I mean, whether you wear a belt or not, I mean, you put your hands on it and you can't, you're going to get handsy with it. Okay. So maybe you want to ask permission before you go grab their belts, but you're going to get handsy with them. They're beautiful belts.
So Belt Fed Strength. Okay. All right. All right. I feel like I can do that. All right. So Tim, okay, Tim left. All right. But yeah, so I was gonna get him to write all this down because I don't have any paper. But I will make sure that we do that.
And go hit a Nordic curl on fifth with Freak Athlete. Go hit a Nordic curl with that Nordic Hyper GHD.
Oh, now you're okay. Now you're getting out to see that. This is what happens when you give people a little bit of leeway. Then they start saying, okay, now I'm gonna control your programming. All right, man. I just think, you know, I'll tell you, man. Actually, let me show you this. One of the things about the vibe here was. This is just what happened. So I was doing some landmine stuff at the Bells of Steel booth, right? So
perfect. Yeah. Sir, do you have your pass, sir?
So
sir,
that's Kayvon. That's the owner of the company, right? And and the point for me that I'm getting at is, I'm not. I don't care about the fact that I was lifting it. For me, it's how down to earth everybody is. That's why I showed that how we're just kind of like that's the president of the Bells of Steel. And I'm the founder of Bells of Steel, and he's just like anybody else. We just kind of like, I saw him, he gave me a hug. It's like, hey man, what's up? And that's one thing that I can say kind of fits in with what you just said about how you wanted me to go approach these brands. And Tim actually was talking about that. He wants to make sure he hits up the smaller brands as well, because we really have a sense of community. Like, you're at home saying, hey, make sure you look out for the guys who are struggling to compete against Rogue Fitness, Rep Fitness, Titan Fitness. They're trying to just keep their head above water, man. Like, don't ignore them. And I'm not going to, but I think it's shout out to you for even caring about that, because they're not paying you any money to give them any publicity. There's a reason
I'm here. There's a reason I'm still in Boston. Okay, no one's paying me. I mean, there's a lot of content creators there that are getting paid, and you know, and rightfully so. You know, they put out awesome content. It takes a lot of time to produce that stuff, and of course, it's free marketing for these companies. But you know, a lot of the smaller companies have fantastic stories. I mean, Kayvon, Bells of Steel, right? You look at that, you saying massive company, Canada, US. He started his company out of a Ford, like Festiva. Okay. It's like a two car that I think they recalled that thing with kettlebells in the back, weighing it down. Fantastic story, origin story. And so many other companies like him are just starting out, and they've got fantastic, you know, origin stories that just need to be told. And hopefully other content creators, if they're watching this, reach out to some of the smaller companies, because I think those are the stories people want to hear. Everyone knows. I mean, there's going to be a million posts about Rep Fitness, Titan, Rogue. You get the idea. I mean, the smaller companies is where it's at in terms of, you know, really kind of diving down on peeling that onion.
And I mean, I think to your point, when somebody brings up a big company, what they're trying to do is kind of take advantage of the SEO, right? So you say, oh, the Rogue XYZ, the Rep XYZ or whatever, because you know people are going to be searching for that particular thing. So you're trying to take advantage of the name recognition of the brand to get people to come check out your stuff. But when you're trying to, it's like when you're trying to help build up another company, you know, there may not be an advantage to you in the moment, but there you kind of get the joy of seeing their company grow with you. You know what I mean? So I actually love giving. I mean, like, you know, I had Michael V Vaudreuil. See, I told you I was going to get it right from now on. So I had Michael Vaudreuil with me. And I mean, that's a small brand. He's just getting his start, right? I love telling those stories because can you imagine from a content creator perspective if you had been able to talk to Phil Knight when he was first starting?
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, oh, Nike's this big company, but really it's, a bunch of kids with a crazy idea. Or Adidas. Like literally the name Adidas is the two brothers, Adi and Das. They start this brand. Who thought they were ever going to be what they are now? I mean, I don't think they did, and so we have a unique opportunity, I think, to be on the ground floor of a lot of cool origin stories. And how cool would it be to say, yeah, I was part of helping somebody make their dream real, you know what I mean?
I mean, go back to 2018, Rep Fitness, right? Biggest name now, but back then they were probably just another face in the crowd. It's one of those things. There's so many great stories out there, and there's so many small companies that are going to be massive in a couple years that you're going to be happy that you spent the time and reached out to them, made some content with them. As an example, like Waited Out, which is a much bigger company now in terms of like their name brand recognition. The first video I did of theirs, I think, got like 200 views in the first week, but it was still a great product. No one had reviewed it. No one had talked about it. And I was lucky to get my hands on it and happy to, help them out and of course, review the equipment.
100%, man. And, I've got my guys from Swing Sesh coming in a second, and they're going to be talking about their product, which is a big hit. People are always, I'm a big fan of the Swing Sesh just because of what it can do for families and helping families. Like everybody gets to play. You're working out, the kids are playing, they're working out. They don't even realize it, but they're, and that's just, to me, is another example. I mean, he's active duty in the Marine Corps, and it's like, those are the stories that I like. I mean, I have nothing against big companies, whatever. They have employees that need to eat. They're trying to send their kids to college too. I get all that, but there is something really cool about the smaller brands. Gorilla Strength, they're not here, but Gorilla Strength is one of my favorite brands because I know the owner of the company. I see the care he puts into every piece. You know what? It's like every piece of equipment has a story when it's a small company.
Yeah.
You can say, hey, well, so why'd you make that? And this, oh, well, let me tell you this story. You know what I mean? And I really do like that, as opposed to just, oh, well, that happened to be what was popular at the time.
Let me take it a step further for everyone watching this. All right. Even if you are, if everyone watching this, the same goes with content creators. I like nothing better than to find a content creator that's like got no subscribers, but putting out excellent content, because then I'm like the first to be in on it. Right. Like, so if you are looking for great content creators, whether it's the home gym community or outside of it, find people that are putting out better content than maybe their views and their subscribers would dictate. Carp's Gym is one of them, but reach out to the smaller, YouTube creators and follow them, because, and honestly, that's some of the gems. Okay. Obviously the big channels, they're going to have their big videos, right? Myself included, all well and good, but the smaller channels putting out some real gems that people are sleeping on. And it's a shame.
Yeah, and I mean, so while we're on it, go ahead. So you said Carp's Gym. Who are some of your, let's call them unsigned hype? Like these small channels that are doing cool things.
I hate his YouTube name, right? But I'm sure when he's bigger, it's not going to matter. Like Big Baby Barbell, I think that's his name. I always call him the wrong thing. He's from Tennessee.
Is it Baby Giant Barbell?
There you go. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Link him in the description.
Check your YouTube channel today. But until then, yeah.
But he is as strong as an ox. I mean, that dude deadlifts like 500 pounds, like as a warm up. And he puts out some really interesting content in terms of like beating up the equipment and really putting it through its paces, probably more so than I could in terms of what I can lift versus what he can lift, and given his honest reviews, and they're brutally honest. And he does good videos. Carp's Gym does a lot of content that's good, a lot of funny content. I'm always down for a good laugh.
What you're talking about?
Yeah, boom. Baby Giant Barbell. What a horrible name, but a great channel. So,
you know what? Let's just, so everybody subscribe to Baby Giant Barbell, and then on YouTube, and so that way he can be like, why did I get this giant bump? Or whatever.
Exactly.
Everybody who sees this video, even if you're watching it on replay, go to Baby Giant Barbell and subscribe, and just Like, don't tell him, like, if he asks you why, that's fine. You can tell him that you heard about it through No Fate 24/7. But just subscribe. Let's make this guy grow just to help him grow. He's got he's got 1.28 thousand subscribers. In fact, we'll make his channel the YouTube recommendation of the day. Normally I pick a channel. It's like a big channel you just haven't heard of, but we're going to flip it around and we're going to go with Baby Giant Barbell. That's the channel you need to check out, this home gym channel.
There's a lot of great ones out. There's a lot of great smaller YouTube channels. I'm a small YouTube channel. There's a lot of good small ones putting out awesome content, and some of it's really honest. And oftentimes, these channels kind of get beaten up for being really honest, and it's just kind of part of the name of the game. But I love finding a small channel that no one's heard of. I can jump on before the bandwagon even is created. Imagine being a Mr. Beast fan when he had 2,000 subscribers, right?
Yeah, and I mean, again, it's one of those things, like, you get to be on the ground floor of a cool origin story, as opposed to, I mean, like, I hate feeling like I'm just following the crowd, but I love saying, yeah, hey, I was there when it first started. I remember this or whatever. Yeah, and I just think that's a really cool thing. Well, Jonathan, man, what do you got a bunch of content that I just saw. You just did like a protein powder or something like that video or something like that.
Yeah, top 6 protein supplements of the year. Kind of dropped some information. If people are looking for what fit influencers don't want to tell you, definitely check that out, because I break a few of the myths and kind of give you a behind the scenes curtain of what you should be looking for and what you should not be looking for. And of course, I know there's so many people that didn't get a chance to go to HomeGymCon, and all of the content creators out there right now, they're leaving them high and dry. Not this guy. I got a video tomorrow that's going to blow your socks away, and it's probably going to hurt some feelings, but that's okay. If you're not at HomeGymCon, or you're just bored at 10 a.m. tomorrow, boom, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button. It's going to be a banger.
I like that header, that channel header. It looks like you changed it. The No Fate 24/7 at the top.
Yeah, I changed it about a year ago, but yeah, I did that myself, so you can tell it's pretty bad.
No, I like it because I'm looking at it. It's a gym mat. I just noticed that. I said, "Oh, that's a gym mat." It's superimposed on top of the gym mat. That's kind of cool. I like that. All right, cool. Well, my man, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for taking some time out with me again, crack of dawn, and being here. And I will go and I'll get the content that you asked for.
All right, man. Hey, listen, I can't thank you enough for having me on. I always love coming on this well-produced early morning podcast. It's the best in the business.
Well, this podcast shows the power of prayer, because every morning I'm like, what am I doing? but somehow it all works out, man. Let me see. Do we have a... okay. So Baby Giant Barbell has one more sub. Carlos said he just went ahead and subbed to him. Sam Barco, you said No Fate, checking in. All right, you got to subscribe to Baby Giant Barbell as well. All right, everybody, go ahead, subscribe to him, and subscribe to my guy No Fate 24/7 on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram. If you go on LinkedIn, follow him there as well. All right,
I'm everywhere. I'm like
he's everywhere like air. All right, Jonathan, thanks for hanging out, my man.
All right, don't save anything for the trip back, team.
Never, my man. Thank you. Okay, so that was Jonathan from No Fate 24/7, and now let's see here. And you guys, if you want to hit that rewind function, you can check out Jimson Dorsett. Had a really cool story about the power of the home gym community. And then right after that, we had Ashley the Amazing 332. So if you don't know what that means, just go ahead and watch that. Hit the rewind function. Watch her interview, and you'll find out what the meaning of 332 is. And then after that, we had Michael Vaudrey, who came by. He's got a really cool product. It is a dumbbell power rack system. And so you definitely want to find out about that. I'm going to be checking that out when this is done at 9 o'clock. That's one of the booths that I'm going to be visiting to check out and get some footage. But definitely, you guys want to use that rewind function. Go back and see the cool guests I've had already. And I've got another set of cool guests coming up right now. They've got, I budgeted for 2 guests, but I'm going to have 3. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because, to be honest with you, to be honest with you, the fact that they have their okay, hold up a second here. Is that Henry? I know it's not Josie because Winston. All right, so Winston is a new addition to the team. All right, so yeah, so Winston's a new addition to the team, and he's gonna be making use of their product. So right now, I got the team from Swing Sesh here. You can steal one of those chairs. It's fine. Yeah, it's cool. Let me scoot on over. Hey Tim, can you make sure that we're all in the shot? I don't know if we have to zoom out or whatever. So right here. Right. See if we can do this right here. Let's do that. Make sure. Okay, that's not bad at all. Look at Winston. Look at that.
Yeah.
First of all, I approve of your hairstyle. That's my guy right there. All right. So you guys, number one, I appreciate you taking some time out for me. How much sleep did this guy let y'all have last night?
Oh, he was good. I think he just woke up once.
He
last
woke up one
night,
time,
so.
like 2. So
Really?
we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well done, my man.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. He's like, yeah, but y'all will pay for that in some other way later on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So for anyone who doesn't know you guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves to my audience, and then we're going to dive headfirst into what it is that you guys do.
Yeah. Well, we're Team Swing Sesh. We make fitness play sets inspired by kids and they want to stay healthy, active, and fit. We tried to come up with a way to take the workout, bring it home, make it easy for families to go through that kind of hard time of prioritizing fitness still while, these little guys fill up your hours in the day. So idea was basically take a squat rack, somehow marry that with the traditional kind of wooden play set, if you will, and then, converted all of that to steel, made it so that myself and Naomi here can go out and play with the kids, and there's nothing that's restricted or, limited for use by both adults and kids alike.
So let's start with this. First of all, here we're pulling up. So anybody who's just listening, you go ahead and when you get to this point, you come back on the replay so that you can actually see footage of their product, which is completely awesome. It was one of the hits last year because you had adults. You actually at one point you had more adults playing on it. Like they weren't even using the lifting part. They were just playing on the swing, on the monkey bars, things like that. And you had more of that than you had kids on it. But the kids loved it as well. So let's just start with this. When this guy whose idea was it? Was it yours or hers?
It was my idea originally.
That's what I thought. All right,
Yeah.
This is the Marine, okay? And one side effect of being in the field is you come home with ideas. Okay, is that how it happened?
Yes.
I know it's like I know my
So many
people well.
ideas.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So when he comes home and he says, "Hey, guess what? What if we could lift weights on the playground or whatever he said to you?"
Yeah.
What was your first thought when he says this?
Well, he does have a lot of ideas. So some of them I'm like, I don't know about that one, babe. But this one I was like,
You
I
can
think
see
that's
the
a great
vision.
idea. I
Okay.
think that makes a lot of sense. And I think a lot of people would like that because we are going to be home a lot more. It was when we were having our first child. And so we were both kind of seeing that not going to have time to go to the gym, that we're going to be home a lot more. And you know what? You're going to spend a lot of money on a play set for the kids. That's something that's probably in the future. And so why not make it something that's useful for all of us and that we can all have fun on? So
What so she gets on board and you're like, oh shoot, she's gonna let me do this. So I'm married to a Naomi as well. So I know how that goes. So what was like the first step in saying, okay, we're gonna make this thing real? Because did you even have a play set of any kind at the time?
No, we did not.
we did.
Okay, so
We were living in a motorhome at the time in between moves.
okay. So a lot happened to get you guys from that to this that
Exactly.
people are seeing on screen right now.
Yeah.
So let's just start with step one. You get her on board, and then the next step is what?
Buy a welder. No, I'm
yeah.
just kidding. No,
Yeah,
that was actually
The truth, yep, this is the truth. So we were living in a motorhome at the time. I had to iterate some designs just to make sure that we could do what we wanted to do,
Okay.
but I didn't have a space to do it. And me refusing to be limited by our situation, I told Naomi, I was like, I'm going to go buy a trailer. I'm going to put a welder in it, and I'm going to weld in the trailer for a little bit until we get the garage. We were
Gotcha.
purchasing a house. So yeah, I bought a trailer, bought some steel, bought a welder, and I started doing the design. And then I would go out and weld up the part and see if I liked it, didn't like it.
Right.
And yeah, we got through our beta model through probably 40% of the decking component. And
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, because how did you decide on metal? Because people would think, okay, well, metal, it's going to be hot in the summertime. But I was talking to, I don't really remember, I think it was a guy from Garage from 411 who was saying that you said that your metal or your material doesn't get overly hot in the summertime.
No, it's actually,
but how did you decide on metal in the first place?
well, just the durability.
Okay.
You know, when you start adding weight to something, you need the capability to support a lot of force.
Right.
You know, guys like you get out there and start throwing weights around, and we got to be careful. We want something that's going to be robust. It's not going to rot away underneath.
Yeah, because
you.
even pressure treated, eventually it's going to fail you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so we got the steel frame sorted. We got the decking sorted. And then, kind of going back to your, I'll leave it at that. That's where we started.
Yeah.
That's how we got the business going.
Okay.
But then, deciding on the coding.
The coding portion.
Yeah, let's talk about the coding. Like,
Yeah.
how is it that you can stop? How is it that you prevent it's metal, okay? As I discovered when I went to, actually not even Iraq, 29 Palms, and I was in artillery, and there are parts of the cannon you better not touch. You'll touch it once.
Yeah.
You know, right? It's great. So I used to, complete tangent, but I used to take my canteen cup and stick it on the cannon to heat up my water to shave in the morning. I just stick it right there, and then rinse it out and pour some more water in there, stick it out there, and then drop some of the the MRE coffee to make my coffee, because it just percolated just fine for me, right? Make the cowboy coffee or whatever. So, but how did you guys stop your swing set from basically being a massive cattle branding installation?
That was one of our. We lived in Yuma, Arizona for a little while. We were stationed there, and through that, we knew we had to have something that was going to survive the heat.
Okay.
So when we started out, we kind of did parallel path. We were doing the metal development, and we were also doing like research on, what kind of coating we needed. Steel. Obviously, if you don't get it coated, you're going to have a rust issue. So we knew what we wanted to do in order to protect that. So.
But I mean, is it the paint? Is it just special? Okay.
It's the coating. So the coating that we went with is a thermoplastic instead of a thermoresin.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you go up to any traditional equipment here, you're going to find that it has that harder feel to it, where ours has more of a rubbery texture to it.
Right.
If you hit it, a thermoresin is going to be brittle and chip.
Yeah.
And ours won't. It'll just absorb the blow, if you will. If you really hit it hard, you might be able to get it to scrape up a little bit. And then the nice thing about ours, in addition to that, is that it can be healed with a little bit of heat. So with the heat gun or something like that, you can actually heal it back in the field, which is a phenomenal characteristic. But that comes with it's a warm to the touch component. So when you get it really hot in the sun, you can actually come up and touch it, and it just feels warm to your skin.
Gotcha.
It's so different,
Sort of like
actually.
an insulating property.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That the plastic components will probably actually be hotter than the steel components.
I got you. And that's important because, I mean, it's a swing set, or it's a play set, and so the kids are going to be playing on it. And then, I mean, obviously you can't keep the barbell from getting hot if it's out there, but that's easy. You just take the barbell out there with you when you're going to go work out. Now I'm going to show you guys something.
Okay.
So did you guys already see I tagged you last night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So when I first saw, let's go ahead and share the screen, right? I was talking about this earlier. And when I first did last year, I was so heavy that I couldn't jump up and grab the bar. Right. And I was like, well, maybe the bar is slippery or whatever, but no, I was fat. So, then I can't have that. So I was like, okay, well, we're going to make sure I can do that. So I did that last night.
Nice.
And I was just like, so I say that to say that not the handle, but the bar itself.
Yeah.
I don't want to, it's slick enough that I had to use chalk on my hand, but it's not so slick that it felt slippery, if that makes sense. So I get what you're saying
Yeah.
about the coating. What do you guys say like about somebody who says, well, like the load rating, and is this safe for my kids? And because people don't really care if it's safe for them, but they're like, hey, is it going to be safe for my kids? So how do you guys, how do you kind of, I don't know, I'm sure that there's some sort of like national playground safety thing or whatever.
Yeah, there's
How do you
an
got it?
ASTM standard for playground safety. When you start combining the weight aspect with it, you sort of quickly fall out of ASTM because there's just no one else has done that yet. So that's why in a lot of cases you don't see us claiming the ASTM, but we used all the guidelines for playground safety to make sure that our product meets, it exceeds that to a very high degree. When you start doing box jumps on a platform, you're going to well exceed the requirement for a few kids being on there.
Right.
Same with the tower deck, same with the slide, the dip bars, etc.
Yeah.
And the sheer nature of a steel structure that's absorbing the dynamic forces of like kipping pull-ups.
Yeah.
It's way more robust than any playset out there. Just by the basic design of it.
All right. So now I'm going to ask you to do something nobody's ever asked you to do. All right. Let's see if I can do this right here. Yeah. All right. So I'm sure one of the things that attracted you to him was him talking. So here you go. Anybody who's got a voice like that, you got to read Ovaltine to me. All right. Read that right there.
Wait, what?
Just read that right there. Say it to your wife.
All right. Loaded with goodness.
No, come on now. You know how I want you to say it. Let's go. Read the Ovaltine. Sell the Ovaltine.
I don't know. I don't know.
Loaded with goodness. There you go.
Loaded with goodness.
There you go.
All right.
All right. So if somebody, obviously you've got a product that people can't very easily throw in their car to take home with them. So describe for people who are here, because we do have some people who are in the chat who are here. They're in their hotel rooms. And I saw you, Eric, when you wandered in here and then ran back out. But you need to come back, all right? Because I still have questions for you. Don't think I didn't see it. I see it. I see it all. But so for everyone who's here, but who wants to come check out your booth, what's the situation as far as somebody wants to come by and they want to purchase something from you? How do we get it to their house? To talk about that process.
Yeah, everything. I'll defer to Naomi. This is her lane.
Wise man. You've been married for a minute. There you go. All right, let's go. All right, go ahead, Naomi.
Well, everything ships LTL, so it'll come on a truck to your house. They'll have a lift gate. They'll unload the large crate. It is a pretty big crate. It's about varies between 1,000 to 1,500 pounds depending on what you buy.
Okay.
They offload the crate pretty much in your driveway, and then it's sort of your responsibility to carry the pieces into your backyard. But that's
how does it get assembled?
Typical. We made it to be a pretty easy DIY assembly. So it comes with the instructions. It's pretty easy to.
Do you have instructional videos?
We do. We have some like time lapse videos. Yeah.
Okay.
That show you it getting set up. And it really is pretty easy. I mean, we've done several of them now, but
it's easy for y'all. You do it all the time. But I mean, like, just
well, compared to
pretty straightforward,
Yeah, compared to a traditional wooden set, there's a lot more bolt components. There's a lot more parts and pieces. Where with a steel structure, it's a few very giant pieces with a couple of bolts. So,
do you guys have installers? If somebody says, "Well, I just don't feel comfortable,"
we do.
Okay.
We do. Yeah, we've got a network of people actually across the country now that have installed them, and so we can coordinate that if that's what you want.
All right, and if somebody's just watching and they're not here, is it swingsesh.com? Or is it team?
Swingsesh.com.
Swingsesh.com. All right, so go right there. I knew I pulled it up. There we go, right there. And I'll make sure I add that. Let's add this banner right here for you guys. I think it's over here somewhere. So that somebody, hold up. Did I pass it? I just saw it. I thought I saw it. Oh well, I'll add it for people to visit. And we'll keep it on here. Yo, there it is. Bam! Look at that. Outsmarted myself.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so because I really believe in what you guys are doing. I think that it's a phenomenal thing, especially if you have multiple young kids. You don't want them to just be inside playing PlayStation while you're working out or whatever. And if they're outside working, if they're outside playing and you're inside working out, it's hard to keep an eye on them and everything else. So I 100% believe that you have a phenomenal product, and I think that your product is something that people need to know more about. Before I let you go, I pulled up the thing showing you guys, was it a Spartan race or something like that?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, and then we've got your rig set up over there
Yeah.
off camera. So talk about that before you go. Like, how'd you guys get that hooked up?
Yeah, so we recognize that we're there for quite a large age group of kids and adults alike, and we had a lot of folks that were just inquiring if we had any more for the monkey bars, and so I really hyper focused on a monkey bar setup with like rings and upper body workout, a climbing wall, and we were trying to target a kind of a 7 and beyond age group. So
Is it an official Spartan race event though, is what I'm saying? Or is it just like kind of like something to keep the kids busy while the parents are?
No,
training?
yeah, this is just a training rig.
Okay.
Yeah, this wasn't part of the actual Spartan race.
Okay.
Or yeah.
So it's an obstacle course race thing then. It could be,
Yeah.
I got you. All right. It's not like,
Almost.
what I'm looking for? It's not Spartan race branded. That's
No,
what I'm saying. Like, I was
no.
like, it's not a brand deal.
No.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because it's a because the reason I said this because it says you hosted the Spartan kids race warm up area for the Atlanta race.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So man, that's an awesome opportunity, man. Because I remember we did a Savage race. My wife and I did a Savage race, and there was like a one for the kids, like a Savage race for the kids, but there wasn't anything for like younger kids who were too young to do the race itself.
Yeah.
Right.
But they would have been more than able to do this thing using your product had it been there available.
Yeah.
So, and this was a few years ago. So again, I see so many applications for it and how it's got so much potential, man. I really wish you guys nothing but the best success.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back down and visit you guys after 9 o'clock when I can come down and play around a little bit.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
I will say on the Spartan Sesh, the cool thing too is it does integrate into our larger playset, the Super Sash.
Oh, nice. Okay, so
but-
if somebody's got a bigger backyard, they can
Yeah,
add
they
that to
can-
it too. Okay.
And it's
on
also the 43-inch centers.
Yeah.
So it is a power rack in and of itself. All of those posts are set up so they work out very conveniently in that
Are these
size.
3 by?
Jacob,
I'm looking at it right now. Is
yeah.
that 3 by 3?
We go with the
They're-
2.5 by
yeah.
2.5.
2.5 by 2.5 posts. Oh yeah. So okay. So Tim just put a Let's go to. We're gonna go back to Jim Crafter on Instagram, our on the spot correspondent in the field, and he said he just posted a video. So in the conference room where we are doing this, we've got. Let's see here. All right.
Yeah.
And this is it right there. Yeah. So as I was saying, so this is 2.5 by 2.5, but it's got all the stuff on there. I was actually going to ask you guys if you guys do climbing walls for like inside the house too.
Yeah. Well, not for inside the house
Yeah,
yet, but
Haven't done that yet. But
Okay.
everything that we do is exterior right now. So
Are you guys open to that idea
we're
for like kids' playrooms and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
not opposed to anything.
He's like, hey, will you pay me? I'm sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Of course. I got it, man.
And that's what we let customers really drive a lot of our demand signaling for, where we should focus.
Nice.
So if we get a lot of interest in something, then it's like, man, we really should take a
Yeah.
look at this. And
Climbing
see what
walls
we
was
can
one
do.
of those. so
100%.
it was- yeah,
Nice.
and they've been very popular since we came out with that. So
All right. Well, how can people, you want people to go to teamswingsesh.com, swingsesh.com. You want them to follow you on Instagram. How do you want, tell them right there, tell
Yeah,
them, where do you
we're
want to, how to get in touch with
on
them?
any of your social media platforms out there. So we're on YouTube. We don't have a great following on YouTube, but we do post a lot of our videos over there. I would say Team Swing Sesh on Instagram is probably our biggest place. We're on Facebook. We're on Reddit as well.
Nice.
Just started a presence over there just to, capitalize on that audience and just get the info out there if you happen to be searching over there to find anything. So
Awesome.
or
Yeah.
call, text us, and let us know how we can
Yeah.
help you.
Awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. And Winston, it's very nice to meet you. All right. Let him get some sleep, not too much. You don't want to spoil him.
He'll
Let him
be-
get a little bit of sleep.
He'll be
Yeah.
racked out there in the back.
There you go.
Yeah, having a good time. So
All right.
Appreciate
take
it.
easy. See
thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for your
rock.
time.
No,
Thank you.
See
Yeah.
you. Later, dude.
See you around.
Later, man.
All right.
All right. So
See you guys.
That is this right here. That sort of interaction is why I do this, because for me there is tremendous value in getting to know, like Jonathan and I were talking about earlier. There's tremendous value in getting to know the stories behind the brands. And so my guy Tim is going to come up here. And I want to get his feedback because he's had a little bit of time now. This is his first year, but I want to get some of his feedback just from this event, and I think it's like, but moments like that, like what I just had, those are super, super impactful for me. So you've been taking all this in. All right. This is Tim from the legend himself. You guys don't know how many people have been like seeing Tim. Like, oh man, you really are tall. It's like you didn't realize you were as popular as you are.
Yeah, it's not internet height. I'm really 6'6". So.
Yeah, he completely is. Okay. Yep. So what are your general? Let's back up. Same question I asked Ashley. What were your expectations from this weekend, and juxtapose that with what you've seen so far?
So there's two things that really jump out. In my previous life, I was in the electronics industry. So when you go to a show like CES, which is one of the largest trade shows in the world, it is all business. It is go, 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 go. It's all about the money. It's all about the marketing. Yeah. And just like that last guest from Swing Sesh, this is a family. Like, there's so many toxic communities in the world right now. And the home gym community is one of those bastions of just brotherhood and helping each other out. Everybody here. We were loading stuff yesterday and it's like, hey, can we get a cart? And it was instantly like, I'll just help you carry. Yeah. It's just been like that the whole time. There's lots of hugs, and it's cool because all of us know each other digitally. I'm meeting people now for the first time in real life that I haven't met in 6 years, and they feel like family. They feel like close friends. And it's so cool to be able to spend time with them and talk. And that's my second impression, which is, as most of you guys know, when you're kind of my official title at Gym Crafter is head gym nerd. And I gave myself that title because, so many times I'll be talking to family and friends about the binding agent and crumb rubber bumper plates, and the eyes just glaze over and they're like, there goes Tim talking about gym gear again. Yeah, exactly. And you come here and you start talking about that stuff and you end up an hour and a half later, just like you're into it, man. And it's so cool to be able to spend a weekend with like-minded people where they'll talk about anything and everything home gym related. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what your politics are. It doesn't matter anything. We are here over a common cause, health, fitness, training at home. And we're all big dorks about this stuff. I've never had longer conversations about what's the best gauge of steel to build something out of. It's just, it's awesome, man. I'm loving it.
So I'm going to pull this up here. So you guys are talking. That's Kayvon from Bells of Steel. Mm-hmm. And what I love about that is because you were talking about how you had actually made a video that wasn't necessarily the most complimentary, right? But you guys had a positive interaction. Yes. It's not like he didn't see you and immediately like he said, "Hey, pistols at dawn." Right. Instead, it was more like, "Well, here, anybody can. If you're watching or if you're just listening and you come back on the replay, so you can see the positivity of the interaction there." And that's the first thing that stands out to me because of what you just said. The second thing is I could have sworn I saw you and somebody else sniffing the bumper plates. And I was doing something else. I was not sniffing bumper plates with them. But I was doing something else, and I was like, is Tim sniffing a bumper plate? Yep. He's got somebody else with him sniffing a bumper plate. Is that how many people have you gotten between yesterday and today to sniff bumper plates with?
Well, I've got a goal in mind, so I haven't hit the goal yet. But you
have a goal of this. You got a number goal in your head to get people to sniff bumper plates with you.
Absolutely. Wow. But that's what I was talking about when you're talking about the binding agent and crumb rubber and what it smells like. Well, you got to smell it first, right?
I was like, why are these dudes over there sniffing the bumper plate? I mean, I understand, but it's kind of like when you're like, oh man, that smells horrible. Smell it. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can't just take your word for it.
It's better than smell my finger,
That's good too.
And I got to talk. We got to give Kayvon. I told you I was kind of nervous because my thing is I write honest reviews. And I tell everybody that sends me stuff. I'm like, if I don't like it, I'm going to tell people I don't like it. And I didn't like what he sent me, and it was a pretty brutal review. And I was a little nervous. And man, the sign of a good business is exactly what he came up to me and he's like, hey, we didn't get started on the best foot. He's like, I want to send you some more stuff. I want to show you that we're not all that. Like, he didn't take it poorly. He took it as constructive feedback and, hey, I want to get better and let me show you that we've improved. And man, that's all you can ask for in a company. It's not, I've always thought it's not that nobody makes mistakes. It's how do you handle yourself after you make the mistake that determines your character. And Kayvon yesterday really showed me the kind of character that he has. And it makes me look forward to reviewing more of their products. And because I think, and I've said it on my videos, I think Bells of Steel serves an important role in the marketplace, because I think the bigger companies, you know, when I talk to people, not everybody wants a $500 barbell. Not everybody wants a $2,000 squat rack, but not everybody wants the white labeled made in China $200 squat rack either. And Bells of Steel fills such a huge gap in our community. It's quality stuff that, you know, gets the job done, but you're not paying for all the extras and all the bells and whistles and, you know, an 80-person marketing department and things like that. So yeah, there's a bunch of people like that it's just, I've been really impressed so far with who I've met.
All right, so let's we got a couple of comments right here. So Carlos said, so welcome to the show. He said he's watching your presentation, your posts
Nice.
on Instagram as they pop up. So how important is that to you? It's really important to me too, but how important is it to you to kind of be the eyes and ears and feet and hands of the people who weren't able to make it here?
So a big part of why I started the website and why I started Gym Crafter is, as I was building my home gym, I put on hundreds, maybe thousands of miles on my car because I was buying day passes to CrossFit boxes. I'm like, oh, you have this kind of a rack? Let me go train there for a day.
Yeah.
You have these barbells? Let me go. Because I don't like to buy something. Let's go put my hands on it. But not everybody can do that. Not everybody's got that time and money to do that.
Yeah.
So, man, to be able to come here, this is one of the rare industries where if you want to buy something in this industry, you're really kind of taking a gamble because you can't go to a store and put your hands on almost any of this stuff. So to be able to come here, put my hands on it, give people an honest overview, give people as detailed a look, just like you were here looking at all the nuts and bolts and nooks and crannies of stuff. If that helps people buy the right thing for them, man, that's what I'm here for.
So you said that, and here's the thing is that when the average person goes to buy home gym equipment, if they buy it in person, quite honestly, a lot of times it's at a freaking Walmart. Or a Dick's Sporting Goods, or
there's an awful lot of weeder equipment out there for exactly that reason.
Yeah, because it's what you see, and you're like, oh, okay, that looks all right. What's I think they're closed now, but Sports Authority. Remember Sports Authority had like all this low budget, and I remember getting adjustable dumbbells from Walmart because that's where I found them, and I used to get a bunch of stuff from Play. I honestly still get stuff from Play Against Sports depending on the location, because I've got a couple of locations now that have stuff that used to be in a school. So I know it's like high durability, but you can't just go to any Play Against Sports and put your hands on stuff. Yeah, they'll ship it to you, but you're still essentially buying something online that you've never touched.
Right.
So that's why when Jake first mentioned this 2 years ago, I said, this is an awesome thing. Because for that very reason, because it's such a huge opportunity to save money. People think about it like, oh, well, how much does it cost to go out there? And I'm like, yeah, but how much money are you saving yourself? Because it's not just that you're touching stuff. It's that you can say, all right, I don't know if I like the Rep or if I like the Rogue. They're right. What are they, like 10 feet away from each other right now?
There.
Yeah. So go try that one. Okay. How does that feel? Go to the go down. Fringe Sport is the next one down. Go over there. Check that out. Find the one that fits your proportions. And here's a news flash: we're not all built the same. So let's say I do a review. I'm 5'9". Okay, and I tell you this gadget is great. Okay, you're 6'6". My leverages, my dimensions, what feels right to me. My I'm not gonna use that word. The things I have to work around, my challenges. I don't have limitations. My challenges are different than yours because my injury history is different than yours. Right. I didn't say I didn't have an injury history, My injury history is different than yours. So for me to say, oh, this is a great piece of equipment means I think it's a great piece of equipment based upon me and me trying it.
Yep.
But you notice I don't make recommendations on stuff I haven't touched.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go online and see this thing and say, oh, that looks really great. And then do a review and say, hey, yeah, you should really check this out. Because that doesn't help you. Right. Now, there is value in that sort of video because it kind of puts stuff on your radar, but you're still left with, I don't know if this thing is right. Here's another one. I happen to know my ceiling clearance in my garage, but how often do you check out something and it's a home gym piece of equipment and it's automatically shorter because most people, home gym equals low ceilings. Dude, I got 100 inches from the top of my mats to the bottom of my rafters. All right. And again, I just said I'm 5'9", but even me, if I get some of these 80-inch power racks, I have to bend my legs to do pull-ups. What about you?
I always have to bend my legs to pull-ups.
You want to do dips, like you're like trying to turn yourself into what's that wrestling move, the small package? You're trying to do that to yourself to be able to
way
work.
Back, man.
Hey, I'm only a few years younger than you, man. I'm in my 50s too. So it's like seriously, it's like, what am I? But if you're in front of it, you can use it. You say, okay, yeah. Like for me, if it's a power rack and I'm going to use it for pull-ups, I would prefer to have to jump up there because then my feet won't touch the ground, right? I don't want to have to. Or maybe I'm tiptoes or something like that, but I don't want to be able to just reach right up and grab it and it's like, because that's going to be a pain. Because plus, I like to use weight with dips, weight with pull-ups. That now it's just awkward. Why am I spending my money on something that's going to be awkward?
There's a couple things that I think are really valuable about coming here. You mentioned one. A lot of people, hey, I need to buy a barbell. Let me see if Dick's has barbells. I was into Dick's the other day. And
don't go on Dicks.com, by the way.
They have a barbell, right? So I'm like, well, let me go check this thing out. Maybe it's okay. Because if you're an average consumer, that's the barbell you're going to buy, right? It's the one you can see. It's the one you can put your hands on.
Yeah.
I spun the sleeve and I swear it sounded like the door on the Addams Family house.
Oh, God.
And it was but that's what people, if you don't have anything, and one of the nice things about coming here, if you've never put your hands, like if you've ever wondered, why would I spend $800 on a barbell? Why would I spend $700 on a bench? That's hard to justify on the internet. When you come and put your hands on some of this stuff, you immediately go, oh, that's why it costs.
That's why it costs that. Yeah.
And you're not just saving money, but maybe you're justifying spending more on a product that you're going to enjoy for a lot longer and get a lot more use out of. And that brings me to the second really cool thing about being here. There is a ton of stuff here that you would never see and never find just on a random internet search. There is booth after booth after booth.
Because you don't even know what to call it. You're like, oh, what is that? How much stuff have you seen? You're like, oh, what is that?
I just posted on my Instagram. There's a booth down there with like the coolest looking like hammers and cleavers. And I'm like, man, and the title was, I did not bring enough money to this show. Because there's so much stuff down there that you would not be exposed to unless you're, and even me, I'm terminally online in the home gym space. And I haven't seen half this stuff. So I don't know how, most consumers. And so when you're kitting out a home gym, you might find something down there that solves 3 or 4 problems for you that you might have bought. Like we were looking at the treadmill yesterday for Bells of Steel.
Right.
There's so many different things you can do on that piece of equipment that you would have to have 4 or 5 other large machines to do.
Yeah.
And it's all in one. And it's actually smaller in real life than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
It's perfect for a home gym. Like and
because you see it, you're like, man, I don't have room for that.
Right.
Yes, you do.
It's compact and it's very cool for what it is. So it's you don't get to see that kind of stuff. So you come here and you find one thing like that and you don't have to buy one extra machine. You just paid for your trip.
And you can do farmer carries on it.
You can do farmer carries.
So
shrugs,
it's actually multiple pieces of multiple training tools in that one treadmill.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And there's the floor is packed with stuff like that. Like, yes, there's a lot of squat racks. Yes, there's a lot of bumper plates. Yes, there's a lot of barbells, but there is so much, there's a couple places that I'm really looking forward to that, Critical Edge is another one that I'm looking forward to seeing. And just these small micropreneurs that are making these cool things that, you know, these are folks that train in their garage regularly. A lot of times when these big companies make stuff, they make stuff that they think is a good idea.
Yeah.
But it's not based on people who actually, that's one of the things I like about reps, speaking of bigger companies, all of those guys train.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to look at products developed by people who actually train versus people who clearly don't train.
Yeah, so like Carlos said that he got his first power rack from Sports Authority. And yeah, I mean, like you buy the stuff. So there's what's that thing called? I think it's called Fitness Depot that's near me. Fitness Depot Superstore. And they've got a bunch of stuff in there. Some of it is like, so they're Body Solid dealers, so they've got Body Solid stuff in there. But a lot of the stuff that's in there, you can tell is stuff that would very comfortably fit in Walmart.
Yes.
You're just like, okay, whatever. Because some of this stuff it's designed to attract people who would be intimidated by something that's actually durable enough for them, right? So somebody sees and they're like, oh, I don't know, you know, it kind of like makes them scared. Well, that's the thing that actually would protect you. You know, it's going to last. It's going to be able to handle the whatever. And for me, one of the part of the value of this environment is if somebody comes here, and I tell people, say, if you're thinking about setting up a home gym, I don't care if you don't have anything, you're thinking about setting up a home gym, come to this because you'll have tons of people who are willing to talk to you.
Yes.
And like you said, they'll nerd out with you
for
a long time about different things. And everybody's willing to give their time and give you advice if you have a question. And also they're willing to back off and let you do whatever you want, you know, look at what you want if you don't want advice. So I think that that's just one of the values. Maybe it's like the hidden benefit that people don't think about. When you think of, oh, it's just like, for me, this isn't like a tattoo convention, right?
Right.
Where you got to be in the culture. Like I wouldn't go to a tattoo convention if I'm thinking about getting a tattoo because I'll be overwhelmed by all the stuff.
Right.
But I think that something like this is great if you're thinking about a home gym because you learn the right way from the beginning. You start to see, it makes you a more discerning consumer, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And I won't say this is true of all of the vendors downstairs, but a majority of the vendors I've talked to, they truly care about their customers.
Yeah.
And there's very few other places you can go and talk to the owner, and the owner genuinely wants to know what you think, what would work well in your garage, what you're looking for, what their product might have or not have that's important to you. And you just can't have conversations like you can chat with their customer service reps online and stuff, but you get to talk to the owners, you get to talk to the inventors here, you get to talk to the founders, and there's no substitute for that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, all right, man, I'm gonna let you go so you can go get me some more footage.
Will do. See
if you can find Chris and the other people from like Chris from Belt Fed Strength, and let them know where we are so they don't get lost. And then my guy from Exponent Edge, let him know because we moved. We were actually originally in a different location. We were in the hallway. And I said, nah, maybe we should actually come in the conference room instead. And so we're out of the way.
For those of you guys that can't see, we're up on a stage at the head of the room, exactly where John
I'm
wants to
sitting
be.
where Rob actually sat. I'm in the exact chair that Rob from Vintage Way sat in. All right. I'm not washing my butt for a week. All right.
Man, we're staying in the same room.
I've touched greatness. All right, man. Tim, thanks for being
here. I'm back downstairs. I'll set some more stuff up.
Give me some more footage, man. Appreciate it. All right. And now we got the man himself. I peeled him away from his desk out there as he's greeting people. We do not have a lot of time with him, but my guy, Jake. You know what, Jake, man? You deserve this. I'm gonna give this to you right now.
Where am I supposed to look? Where you look?
Oh, no. Yeah, you can look right there if you want to talk to them. Look at the people while your theme song is playing right now. All right, boom. There you go. I had to give you the guest theme, man. So, I was just talking to Tim about, and I talked to Ashley as well about what we expected. We knew it was going to be bigger, okay? And we were talking about what we expected before we got here versus what we saw when we got here. Like, what was our first impression? But for you got here, there's an empty room. Okay. How nervous were you? Even knowing everybody, like I know it's bigger than before, but how nervous were you?
So I think I have different thoughts compared to most people. I'm more concerned about like are the vendors happy as they're coming in and how they're leaving. So we have basically one big giant door, and you have on the first day, if you were following social media, you could see like ATX came, Rep came, Rogue came, and they all had the monstrous stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a learning process.
Okay.
So everyone had to be a little bit patient. So a lot of people maybe you saw everything in their booths, but getting it from their freights to
Right.
Like
Because they came in like boxes and like I saw crates and all kinds of other. When I first walked in, I was like, "Oh, this is like."
Yeah, and it was just a totally different experience than last year because there's a lot more larger companies and people making custom stuff. So they would just send entire crates that were already put together of equipment. So that was something new.
Oh, so they weren't even assembling stuff. It was like just in the crate.
A fair amount assembled,
wow.
but yeah, the headaches came from like how large these pallets were. But so those, I mean, what was the question?
Just from you seeing this stuff, like you walk in, there's an empty room, and then you're like, "Whoa!"
Oh, you asked me if I was nervous.
Yeah, were you nervous?
So I really wasn't too. It wasn't too nerve wracking.
Okay. And was that because you had been in contact with people you knew they were going to be?
I think so.
Okay.
And then it was more nervous. Like, are people going to be upset?
Okay.
And nobody really was upset, and it really wasn't that bad.
Nice.
I think Rogue's setup was just so intense. They had like a professional crew, and their setup is like a building.
Okay, yeah. I thought I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it looks like it looks similar. I haven't been to the Arnold in a couple of years, but it looks similar to their setup at the Arnold.
Right.
And I was like, the first thing I thought when I saw that was they're taking it seriously, right? And I like that because this is only the second year of this event. I can only imagine how much bigger it's going to be. But this year is the year I think that shows people it's as legitimate as we already knew it was. Because last year it was like, oh, it's like a nice little gathering or whatever. We all go back and we talk about it. We're like, man, this thing was awesome. And then more vendors are like, yeah. And then you had vendors who like signed right back up immediately, which you said when we were speaking before, helped you in getting more vendors, right?
Yeah.
So I think that this is the year where people are like, oh, we got to take this dude seriously.
Well, yeah. And I think to that point, I mean, walking the floor, it's as nice as a convention and impressive as a like list of companies, and they all did a tremendous job. So that's why it looks so good. The every company, just like you mentioned, Rogue took it very seriously. They brought their best and they put a lot of effort and work into it, and that's why it's looking so good.
I'm trying to pull up the so this is like the Thursday setup. This is what you got to see the Thursday setup here. Let's
right. So and with the setup, kind of how you were explaining, I saw it from the beginning, and even with like the first 10 companies, it was starting to look pretty good.
Yeah.
So you could really see some potential.
Together. Yeah.
And then it got insanely packed and busy with boxes and pallets. Still looked good, but now it looks pretty much incredible. They're doing the final touches on it now, taking out some of the extra trash.
Jameson said that Bridgebuilt came in at 2:00 in the morning. Were you up for that?
So I texted Patrick at 11 o'clock last night. I was just like, hey, what's your status? And he said, just leaving Cincinnati. So yeah, I think Jameson helped him in.
Yeah.
And I woke up early because I woke up and I was like, I'm up.
Yeah.
And I went down there and they were finishing up at 5 a.m. So the Bridgebuilt team worked through the night.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, it's like so like we went to get something to eat. Tim and I went to get something to eat probably about a little after 10. And it's fun. It's just weird to me that there was still like I was down there for like 3 hours last night, and we didn't leave till after 10. And there's still stuff down there that I haven't seen yet because it came in after I left. That's insane to me. I'm gonna show you something. I don't know if you were watching earlier, but I want to show you something that to me kind of epitomizes what you've built here, man. This is so that's from got from Garage and 401 on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right. That's Tim. It's Kayvon from Bells of Steel. That's an engineer from Poland.
Right.
Okay. Who came with Bells of Steel. That's Jameson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aside from Kayvon and Adam, who's the engineer from Poland, none of those people knew each other. Mm-hmm. None of the people in this video knew each other. I mean, I knew them, but they didn't know each other.
Yeah.
But they met because of this thing that you've put together. How, number one, gratifying is it that that's what's happening, that relationships are being built, both business relationship and friendship relationships are being built? And how much does it also teach you about the power of this community, maybe even in a way that you didn't realize?
Yeah, I think one thing I really took away last year, and based on all of the feedback I've heard throughout the year, is that, you know, it's cool to get all of this equipment together, which helps bring everybody together. But what people actually enjoy the most is meeting the people. Exactly what you showed. That's a perfect example of meeting like-minded people, having conversations with them for like an hour. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to break free from people because there's just so much, like, it's hard to break free because, you know, it's somebody that is you're learning from, and you're just taking away so much, and you're enjoying the conversation. So I don't know, it's a real joy to see people chatting with each other. I don't know how to explain it, but it's awesome, and not necessarily something I expected when first starting this event.
All right, so let's see here what we got in here. So Carlos is getting in the truck. Trey Z from the OGA. So, hey man, by the way, I gotta apologize. I got you guys' message, Trey, to get on your podcast last night, but I didn't see it till I was already downstairs. I was working out. I was actually working out. Kayvon was there, and I was talking to him at the Bells of Steel booth while I was doing some landmine work. So I didn't get you guys. I got your invitation, and I went on as soon as I could break away, but you guys were already done. So I appreciate the invite. Thank you so much for all your support. And now I owe you a visit. I owe you a podcast visit. So yeah. So thank you, and my bad. But as I know you got a whole bunch of stuff to do. So before I let you go, let's talk about some of the people watching are they're going to breakfast right now. They're, you know, some people are probably maybe on their way here. And they're also going to be people who end up watching this on a replay.
Yep.
All right. Because we get a ton of replay views. So what message do you have for anyone who's going to watch this on a replay? You know, it'll be obviously available today, you know, all day today. But we're still going to be here tomorrow. So what message do you have for anyone who's watching here about just this event that, you know, this is your moment? You can go ahead and look right in that camera. Hang on a second. I'll give you this camera right here. Look right in that camera. Tell them anything you want. That one right there. There you go.
Man. So I mean, I just would want to say thank you to anybody who is actually here. Just think about how much work it took for so many people to get here. Not only the vendors who are bringing thousands of pounds of equipment, employees, setting up these beautiful setups. So thank you to them. Thank you to anybody who's coming to this event. I know weekends are precious, especially for, you know, us grown adults.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. It's not unnoticed. And then if you can't make it, totally understand. Just think that it's, I totally understand, but I still appreciate those who have helped spread the word, send kind messages like, hope you have a great time, would love to come next year.
Yeah. Speaking of next year, hold on a sec. Are you ready to reveal where we're going to be next year?
Yeah, I can do that.
There you go. Breaking news. Let's go. Where are we going to be next year, Jake?
So next year is based off some feedback, made some changes. It'll be the last weekend of June
Okay.
in Louisville. Downtown
Louisville, Kentucky. All right, there
Downtown
we go. Next year, HomeGymCon, Louisville, Kentucky. Let's go. Closer to my house. Look how happy I am. There we go. All right,
Close
nice.
to your house, closer to an airport.
Yeah. I mean, but then it's still not. I mean, it's a decent sized city, but it's not so big that it's gonna be murderous. Like I was afraid you're gonna say something like Chicago. I was like, oh my god.
No,
Like, I'm there like, please, no. So yeah, I think that's I think that works, and it's still very central too.
very central. Yeah.
That's what I do like that about this place, that it's pretty central to the country, and Louisville is also very central. So I really like that, man. That's cool, man. Well, dude, I'll let you go because I know you got a lot of stuff going on. You're not going to sleep for quite some time because we have that dinner tonight and everything else. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. If you can't tell, I mean, there's my normal level excitement, but I'm amped up a little bit more because I truly do enjoy this weekend. So yeah, man. All right, go do your thing. Thanks for hanging out.
I'll see you around
Later, man. Thank you, and thanks for bringing me water.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's my play cousin Jake. He brought me some water. You get to be a play cousin when you do cool stuff for me. All right, and so now we got the man you've been waiting for. The man you've been waiting for himself. He is in the building. This is not a drill. Carp's Gym. I'm looking right at his hat. Under that hat is a lot of Nashville right there. Let's go. Get up here. And I cannot wait to, number one, ask you why on earth y'all's traffic is the way it is. Go ahead, sit in that chair right there. I'm going to make you answer for your entire city.
Oh, no.
Why does your traffic suck?
Man, everybody's moving there. It's the hot spot. It's the place to be. Nashville, Tennessee.
Apparently, the people who can't drive are moving there because I was driving up here. It was supposed to be a 6.5 hour drive, dude. And it turned into 7 and change because of more than, okay, I will not blame you for the wreck outside Chattanooga. Although it was on the road to Nashville, therefore, I'm going to say that person was going to Nashville. So I changed my mind. I am blaming you for that one, too.
But we are the city of potholes, man.
God, it's like,
be careful if you're coming through our area.
I was looking at the thing, and then there's all these areas. So the traffic, so we start at a base level of the traffic is bad. And then there's construction. So we go from, in some places, 2 lanes to 1.
Right.
3 lanes to 2. And I'm like, why is this happening? Why couldn't this be done at night? You're like, yeah, why?
Yeah, I don't know.
The eternal question. Okay.
I did see a lot of road signs and not many workers, so you never know. I don't want to. That's a touchy subject there. But
next question: if you're actually not working on the road, shouldn't you take the sign down and let me have that dang lane back? Let's try that. You like how I'm making you like you're the mayor of Nashville?
Yeah, I don't.
You can make up any answer, and I wouldn't know. So
I'm just gonna say, be aware of the potholes because they will ruin your day. But
is it the pothole capital of
We
America?
came up through Clarksville, Tennessee, and then up Interstate 69. So it's all 2 lanes of the way. At least most of the Nashville, you have 4 or 5 lanes, but it's still, depending on what time of day. It's
no,
busy
they
at 3
built
o'clock
4 or
now.
5 lanes. You can't use them though
Yeah, right.
because there's freaking the lanes. They're clogged up because of this wreck and that wreck. Chris, hey Chris, that's Chris from Belfed Strength. So
I know that guy.
You guys, so that's one of the things I like. We picked this location because people are passing by on the way to get into the expo, and so we can actually see them as they're going into the, as they're going into the event. And
I'm an official belt-fed buddy.
that's it. Yeah, man. The original. That's right. Yeah. Hey, don't go far now. Yeah. So anyway, talk about just what are your impressions? Have you been in the expo yet?
I got to see a little bit of it. I haven't got to walk around the whole thing, but I had to do a delivery last night for Surplus Strength because they had a little issue. So we were able to throw it on my truck and get it up here for them.
Okay.
So we got the yoke for the strongman competition and a couple other companies, Massonomics.
Okay.
They got their stuff at Belt Feds now, and then we got the barbell rescue brushes up here for him because he was all bringing that for them.
Yeah.
And so it's all here. So if you're looking for those companies,
okay, hold on.
here.
So actually, there's a breaking news. There we go. We're breaking news again. So the stuff for Surplus Strength, Massonomics, and what else?
It was
Barbell
Rescue.
Barbell
and
Rescue.
then,
They're all
Advanced
at the Belfort Strength booth.
Advanced Muscle. Well, they might have been moved around now, but some of them maybe.
They're
Go,
right there.
if you're looking for those, go to Belfed
Okay, go
or
to
that
Belfort Strength
or that respective booth because some
Okay.
of them may be there, some of them may be at their own booth.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah. So so what were your impressions just from seeing it? Because heck, I don't even know what it looks like right now because when I was last down there at 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
some of the vendors hadn't finished setting up yet. Bridge Built didn't even get here till 2 a.m.
If I'll say
So-
this, if you're an equipment guy or you're equipment junkie, you have a home gym and you're looking to build out your home, this is the place to be.
Nice.
You do not want to go anywhere else. As soon as you walk in, it's wall-to-wall equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple aisles down the center, and I mean everything you could think of. All the big companies are here, and then a lot of your friends that you may have been chatting with online, they're here. I've already ran into several guys that I know.
100%.
Even in the coffee line, I think we just saw the Clevas
Yeah.
buying their coffee. So didn't get a chance to say hi to him because I think he got a call and had to go outside. But I saw him in line. I was about to,
Yeah.
hey man, one of those deals.
Yeah.
But I've already seen people, that know me that I don't know just from my channel and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's really cool getting to meet online friends. But I would definitely say if you have any questions about equipment, this is where it's all right here. You can
Yeah.
compare every company to each other. You can walk to the next booth. But I mean, it's wall-to-wall equipment down there. All the big companies are down there. And a bunch of smaller companies too that I'm interested in.
So I mentioned that I had some questions for you that I did not ask last week.
Oh.
But guess what? Guess where they are right now? That's right. Still waiting for you. You can't get away from my questions. So
We'll try to give you an answer.
no, well, it kind of relates to what you just said about the relationships and stuff, because you've hosted a fair amount of get-togethers with content creators at your place. Rohrman Strength was the last guy, I think, who's a content creator to come to your place because you guys were testing out the French Sport trap bar and that
the
other
new trap bar, yeah.
the garbage trap bar too. So
That's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, that's the official brand name, the garbage trap bar. But how often do you host get-togethers? Is it an official thing, or do you just have buddies who just say, "Hey, I'm gonna come over. Hey, Carp, what are you doing? Can I come train with you?" And
Well, like
how often do you guys do that?
What was it? Been about 2 years ago. That's probably really the start of my channel is when Saddy Daddy Kurt Locker came over.
The man himself,
He was in
yeah.
town visiting family, and he knew I had a gym. We had talked online and stuff like that a little bit. And I was like, "Hey man, if you're ever in town and you need to get a workout in and you're not busy," like he had a family thing going on, but they had a gap in there.
Sure.
So they were able to work it out because I think I was like 20 or 30 minutes away from where he was at. So he stopped by. We did a strongman training day. And then so that was my first exposure to strongman ever. Was him coming over because he brought his dumbbell over.
So he had a family thing, but he still had his strongman equipment with him.
Well, he brought his dumbbell and a couple other things. He was doing the prep too, I think.
Okay.
So
okay.
he was looking for somewhere to train anyway because he didn't want to miss a couple of days because I think he always trains on Saturday strongman.
Yeah.
And then powerlifting type stuff during the week. So he had his belt and like shoes and all that and his dumbbells and everything with him, or at least the circus dumbbell. And then he's like, "Hey man, while we're there, we could do a gym tour type thing if you're open to it or whatever. It helps me, it helps you. We'll have some fun." So that's how we did. That's how my channel started.
Okay.
My video first came out on his channel. Once he had it edited, we let it stay up for a couple months. We actually had a thing going between me and Keith Honeycutt from the No Wine Cellar.
Yeah.
Because Gluck had just done his video.
Okay.
So we released them to see who got the
would
most
get most
views.
views? Okay.
And I mean, in fairness to Gluck, he had a bigger channel at the time.
Yeah.
But I owed Keith Honeycutt 25 push-ups because he beat me by like 1,000 views on the
Nice.
first week.
Okay.
So we did pay. That video's out there online. So some of that is on the community and stuff like that. But I had Kurt Locker over. That was kind of the first one I had over. I've had other guys from like the neighborhood or the kids that come over. Nothing like officially. We've offered to do the garage gym competition there.
Yeah.
But I've never had a group that wanted to come. But recently, since I think the channel's getting a little bit bigger, like it's still a smaller channel, but I've had people like, "Hey man, I'm selling something online," and they say, "Hey man, can I stop by and try this or whatever?" So I always welcome that in my house. Like if they want to stop by and try a bar, they've never felt the knurling. As long as we've had some kind of talking back and forth, and I'm comfortable with you stopping by, then that's fine.
Yeah.
And then Roman Strength, he was launching those handles, so I got to see the prototypes before they ever came out.
Right.
I think he
'Cause
launched
these just
them
came out of
around
your
last
house,
like Black Friday time or Christmas. And so I had a different lever arm that he wanted to make sure they fit. So he came over. That's how we kind of got introduced.
Okay, I got you.
And then we kind of became friends then. I've trained at his house. He's trained at my house. And then I know he's a really strong dude. So if I ever have
Rory's huge.
if I have any weight capacity
How
issues,
tall is he?
I think he's like 5'9", 5'10",
Really?
but he's like 220. So he's
Okay, yeah.
he's thick and wide.
How does he
He's-
make the?
he's short and wide?
I gotta ask him how he makes. They must tape him. So you get the military still uses like the height weight standards from like the insurance company chart. So they used to tape if I went too heavy,
Oh yeah.
they would tape me. And
Yeah.
I never got so when I was in the Marine Corps, I never was over I'm like 220 right now. And I was never over probably 205.
Yeah.
But they said they thought that my I should be 196.
Yeah. I don't ever
Right?
do that stuff either.
So what I'm saying, so then they would, if I was ever over that, they would like take the tape out and they would do like the waist to hip measurement and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And it was actually it wasn't waist to hip, it was a neck to waist. And so I was like, okay, good. So everybody's like, and because I always trained my neck, I always made it right.
Right.
But so back to Rory, I'm like, well, he's in the dang National Guard. So how does he get by like with those dimensions?
Right.
How does he get by with that? I gotta ask him that.
It's got to be he carries a ton of muscle mass.
Ashton, what's up, man? Hey, man.
It's got to be because he carries a ton of muscle mass.
Yeah.
Because he's doing like a 3.5 times close. He's approaching a 4 times body weight deadlift. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
so you
that's
can-
the dude you call. You're like, hey, I need to test out
Hey,
something, see if it'll break if you put too much weight
I
on
said,
it.
do you think how much
Yeah.
do you think you can do on a trap bar? He said, I don't know. I've never done a trap bar.
He said all of it. I can do it all. I can do it all. That's
So the
fine.
first time we
We
had
got
him
a 700-pound deadlift, right?
yeah, it was a straight bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had him come over. I said he'd never used a trap bar or trained with a trap bar. He's only done deadlift bar and regular
Yeah.
straight bar. And I said, how much do you think you can deadlift on a trap bar? It's usually 100 pounds or more than what you can normally do. He said, I don't know, but I'm willing to try.
Yeah. That's
So
what
we
I know.
had him over. He did not on the fringe bar, but I don't think you get that much on that bar unless you have weighted out plates.
Yeah.
But he did a little over. I was like 805
Yeah.
on my giant trap bar.
The giant lifting one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I mean, it didn't budge.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, now you can recommend if they say,
There you go.
I mean, I don't know anybody that can deadlift 1,000, but I know a guy that can deadlift 800.
Yeah. There you go.
So that's what we can test it to our own capacity.
Nice.
So it's it's fun doing that stuff. And then we got my wife calls it play dates. So she said, oh yeah, you had your buddy over and y'all got to play together because we got kids, so they
Yeah.
always want to go play at a kid's house or
Nice.
spend the night or something like that. So it's fun. This is our giant play date this weekend. So
Heck yeah. So I know you got the competition tomorrow. So what are you with the plan today? Is just kind of roam around, hang out with people and stuff?
yeah, I'm just gonna try to hang out with the boys. I met a couple guys last night that I've been friends with online for a while. Big Joey E and Keith from the No Wine Cellar. They were down there at the end of the day last night.
Yeah.
And then coming back from with Subway, I saw Jake and those guys coming down the corridor. So I got to see all those guys in person.
Nice.
And I've met a few of the vendors already and people that just recognize me.
Yeah.
So it's been fun so far. But today I'll probably just hang out, get a good tour. After here, we got a little bit before they open up. So I'm going to try to do a once over down there.
Yeah.
And get some stuff that people ask me for. I had a couple of friends that say, can you get me a picture of this? Can you get me the angle on this or whatever? I'll try to do that if I can.
Cool.
If time allows or space allows.
Cool. All right, man. Well, dude, I appreciate you, number one, bringing my shirt. And I'm going to get your shirt sent to I got to get your address. I'm going to send your shirt
fine.
straight to your house.
Let's never be said that Coach Carp doesn't pay what he owes.
There you go. Here's,
You ask, delivered.
Look at my shirt right here. There you go. Oh, actually, this one right there. Look at that. That's my shirt. I appreciate it.
Here you
I'm
go.
wearing this tomorrow.
Nice to meet you in person. Feel like we know each other
People
already.
think I'm biased because I'm covering the strongman competition you're in. But hey, I'm just wearing this shirt because I'm a fan. All right. But
Hey, it's my first time. Whatever happens, happens.
Hey,
We're
no,
gonna
I
put it out
believe in
there.
you, man. I believe in you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the support you've given me, man. So thank you so much.
Okay, I'll let you get the guys.
All right,
Next
man.
guys on here. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
man. All right, see you.
Be safe.
All right, that was the man himself, Coach Carp. Mr. Benoit, come on down. Come on down. Bring whatever you want. I've had people bring a baby on here, okay? We've had a baby on camera here, so we got room for everything. Anything goes this morning, all right? Yeah, because I'm in here. I'm glad I was able to get some time with you. So we got my man here. Was it Rep Benoit? That's what
Benoit, yeah, that's like the
that's your Instagram thing.
that's yeah, some of the interesting kind of home gym memes and
Yeah.
just like throwing some things out there for people to see from, some of them are jokes, some of them are funny, some of them are for fun, and then some are serious. So
in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm picking the angle where your arms don't look bigger than mine.
all right, we can change that.
There you
We
go.
can put 'em
Because
on.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, Carp. I mean, come on, man. Like the audacity to
Yeah.
show up on my show bigger than me. Cut that out. Stop it. Stop it.
I didn't bring any loose shirts, so sorry about that.
Oh, I got some. Carp, get him a loose shirt. All right.
Thanks for having me on again. I know we
Yeah, heck yeah,
just talked a couple weeks ago, and I like the setup, man, and that you're still going strong, even down here at HomeGymCon, starting at 6 o'clock for your show. Perfect,
hey,
dude.
When I tell people when I say that the show happens every Friday, the key word in that sentence is every.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I would like to do more in the sense, like I'd like for it to be a weekday show. I would love it if I could do every day of the week, because I mean, think about it. So I know a lot of people don't listen to radio anymore, but I listen to the radio, but I'm selective about what I listen to. Right.
Yeah.
And for me, it would be cool if I had fitness content, fitness related, fitness adjacent. Let's call this fitness adjacent.
Yeah.
Fitness adjacent content that I could listen to every morning, but that's also not like, I don't want to talk bad about anybody. I don't want it to be boring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
I hear what you're saying.
especially if you're working out in the morning, you don't want to hear something that's like, yeah, and then so you want to make sure, because everybody tries to be like all buttoned up like they're teaching a kinesiology class. And so then, of course, you want to make sure that your Anconius muscle is. No, I don't want that right now. I want, let's go,
Wake some
man.
people up.
Don't talk to me about my levator scapula. I want you to talk to me about, hey, you know, how do you get your goals accomplished? How do you, you know, have some energy? Let's talk about your bar. And then, actually, but we're gonna talk about that in a second, because I looked at your stuff and I couldn't tell the answer to this question.
Okay.
Is the bench here?
Bench is here.
The bench is here.
Bench
All
is
right,
here.
show's over. Let's go.
So,
I'm
so
just kidding.
some cool things about it. I know you can't see it right now. The unit's out there, but when people come to our setup,
Do you have it on your Instagram right now?
Setup?
Yeah.
I don't have the full setup up there yet. I did a live yesterday once we got
Okay.
done with most things. So I'll get some pictures when I go back down.
Okay.
We had to run to the hardware store, get a couple screws.
Sure.
We had issues with a couple screws. So
Let me see if I can message Tim. I can get
yeah,
him to.
I would tell you to message my engineer, but he's not on Instagram. So
Nah. I'm gonna shoot Tim a text.
But there's some cool updates to the bench that I'll be able to speak to everyone, because the bench that's out there, we'll call it prototype number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we made some minor improvements to it. So anyone that already pre-ordered it or that is going to pre-order it, you'll get some nice adjustments to it that you'll like. So there'll be a cage on the back for adjusting the angle on the bench. So it's a minor thing, but something that someone really asked for. So we made that improvement from some feedback.
Yeah.
And then we got the back foot plate's going to be a little bit longer.
Okay.
And then there's currently the pin that adjusts it to the half bench is 11 millimeters today. Hopefully this isn't too boring for people.
No.
But we increased it to 15 millimeters. So, you know, some people were asking like, oh, okay, so it can handle 500 pounds. I mean, remember, this is just the half bench part, not when it's full. The full bench part, fine, over 1,000 pounds, you're cool. But just on the back and chest support, we rated it for about 500. So we moved it to a 15 millimeter pin. So now it's 750. So there's absolutely no recommendation to squat on that half bench top pad, but just so people can understand, there's a comfort level.
Let's say you can, I don't know, what would you be doing?
If you could do a
like kind of like a Kelso shrug.
Yeah, if you could do
like a shrug this way.
Yeah, so
with
like,
that, with a lot of, I'm trying to think like what you could actually support.
Even
that
if you could do like a 500-pound bent over barbell row.
Yeah,
you gotta remember your upper body is only half your body weight.
Yeah.
I mean, so like 750 should be plenty for anyone and everyone out there. So those are the
his bench can handle your weight.
Yeah. So yeah, that was just common questions that people asked about. So we made some minor adjustments to that for that device. So and when people come around, we'll tell them that. But the bench is here. There's other,
because I am coming by. I want to get the in-person.
I got dumbbells, power block dumbbells over there to do what you want to do on it. I've got my rackable cambered bar, which is phenomenal for doing barbell rows on it. So I got that over there to test it out on, and I've got 2 new releases that are over at the booth as well.
So I'm going to ask you a question that relates to something that a previous guest said earlier today. but also applies to somebody who is listening in.
Okay.
Carlos, you got your baby hands. Go ahead and start listening now. So I was talking to Ashley and Romiak, and we were talking about how, a lot of the equipment, you've said this before yourself, a lot of the equipment that's out there for the home gyms is either kind of like CrossFit-y, or some of it is weightlifting focused. And then you got a lot of it that's sort of powerlifting-ish. Okay. And I say that because it's got the aggressive knurling, whatever. And your bar is a powerlifting bar. So it's durable, it's sturdy, but it doesn't necessarily have the aggressive knurling because that's not necessary for your particular training goals.
Right.
So talk about why it was important to create a bar for that, like a bodybuilding bar.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think generally speaking, if I were to pick one genre of exercise that I think gets overlooked a little bit, it is bodybuilding.
Yeah.
There are plenty of options out there for CrossFit. I mean, think about it, like the home gym explosion probably started with a lot of CrossFit stuff when, Rogue started its growth. So there's a lot of options for that. And then powerlifting. I mean, I think powerlifting has been something that a lot of people have done at home for a long time, just not necessarily calling it a home gym.
Right.
Call it supplementary work from home.
Yeah.
So we've always had that. And, powerlifting's been probably the longest and oldest genre in our industry for strength sport.
Right.
So plenty of stuff out there. But for bodybuilders, and I think that's where you're seeing a lot of the innovation coming, is trying to attract more of those people that are looking to build their entire body at home versus just specific things, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it was important. One, I consider myself more of a traditional bodybuilder for the most part. I do some power building as well because I like the 3 main lifts. But I've also seen a change in what I do. I do a lot of landmine work now as well.
Yeah.
And you'll see some stuff for me coming along that path over the next couple months as well. But for me, it was important because I wanted something that was built for what I was going to do.
Okay.
And looking at it from a bar perspective, I just thought finding something with a medium knurl so that it still has a good knurl to it with a good grip, but not something that's going to rip my hands apart because, from a bodybuilding perspective, our rep ranges typically fall between 6 and 25.
Yeah.
Last thing you want to do is rep out a set of 20 on something with an aggressive knurl because
right.
My hands, I've got girl hands if anyone wants to see.
Yeah. The camera's there. There you go.
Right there. So like even me with a medium knurl or even a non-aggressive knurl, it tears my hands apart.
Yeah.
So like I need something. If I was using aggressive knurl, my hands, my hands would be torn apart.
So Carlos has a good question. He said, and that's actually, all joking aside, that's why I wrote it. Yeah. I was like, he's saying he works out with gloves because he doesn't want to, that knurl is like, you don't want to mess up his hand. So is this something people would need gloves to use?
I don't think so. To be honest, I used to wear gloves too for the exact same reason.
All right.
I used to have a little more aggressive knurling bar, and my hands were definitely worse. I do put lotion that I make myself on my hands like 3 times a day, and it's still like this. But when so I don't personally like wearing gloves. I don't feel like I get the feel I need when I work out with gloves on. But at the time, I had them because it was almost a necessity, or else I wouldn't be able to do anything else with an aggressive bar. So this medium knurl is definitely significantly better for me in my hands and staying, we'll call it healthy.
Yeah.
And then, there's always a bad rap with people like wearing gloves when they work out, who, but you always see that kind of thing. Personally, man, Carlos, if you want to wear gloves, man, wear them.
I mean, you're at your house. I don't care what you do.
If and my thing is, if someone's doing stuff to be healthy and fit, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Right. I don't like to play into this one genre is better than another or
100%.
My way is better than another. Dude, like whatever someone is using to be in shape, improve their health, then why would we not want them to do that?
Yeah.
Right. So that's kind of my feel on the whole fitness and stuff like that.
So I think the reason why powerlifting style stuff is a little bit more popular is because like the bodybuilding focus used to be addressed by public gyms.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to, hey, what's up, Rory? What's up, man? If you want to train for powerlifting, though, a lot of times what you wanted to do, you couldn't necessarily do in a public gym.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to do, I don't know, rack pulls, for example. Heck, deadlift.
Yeah.
You know, I still remember when gyms would put you out for deadlifting. And so powerlifters tended to like, okay, well, I'll just have some stuff at the house.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's one reason why it was a little bit more prolific, why it's a little bit more prolific, because that was the only place where you could do it.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like, well, since the pandemic, people who train in other ways want to have stuff that meets their needs as well. So, do you have any plans of doing any like partnerships with some of the equipment companies?
Like who in particular?
Well, I mean, like people who make like selectorized equipment, so like maybe Prime or Arsenal or something like that.
I would obviously be open to conversation. Like as you're aware, we just recently collaborated with Bulletproof and Larry Nolan on just a couple of things. I think I see that relationship growing over time with some other things. You know, I'd be open to having conversations with other groups.
So I'm talking about them as maybe as a distributor for your stuff.
Well, yeah,
You know what
I'm
like,
obviously open to those conversations. I think those are definitely things that are in the business plan at some point in time. It's a matter of when it's right for not just myself, but also for these other groups.
Look, you always take the conversation where it doesn't need to go, Carlos. You and your matching purse.
Yeah, too far. I'm not going there. But yeah, I mean, if someone's interested in having a conversation about that, I would absolutely do it. It's in the business plan at some point in time. So absolutely, I'd be open to that. And you know, I think a lot of us start to like more of B2C, and you know, obviously for growth of business, getting into some B2B is also important.
Yeah.
And I think that there's conversations that will start happening around that.
Yeah, because I mean, for your target demographic, and actually the next guys I have coming up, I think that there's some synergy there too. We got the guys, so Matt and Mike from U4C. They've got a hey Matt, Mike. I'm about to give you guys a shout out. So they've got a product for developing your calves. Jacobs for developing your calves, right? So hang around. I'm gonna have them come up here, and they're gonna come up here next, so you'll be able to check out what they're or actually I guess you could just listen in down at your booth. But you'll be able to so you'll be able to see is like they've got a product as well that's more like focused towards a bodybuilding thing. And I just like to see that kind of synergy and stuff. Before you go, I know you got to get down to your booth, but before you go, how can people find your stuff if they're looking for it?
So
if they're not here.
If they're not here, so hardcores are here right now for the next 2 days.
Yeah. So which booth are you in if you are here, and then if you're not here, where can they find you?
So our booth right now is myself, Exponent Edge, my buddy Ken at Pro Sledge is here with us, and then Lone Stag, he's hopping along in our booth as well. So that's where our booth is here. It's when you when you come inside, we're towards the far left end. Towards the end, you'll see us near like Rep Fitness.
Okay.
And then online, it's exponentedge.com. My Instagram is at Exponent Edge. And just so you guys know out there, like my Instagram isn't just me selling my gym equipment, dude. I'm a bodybuilder. I'm a certified personal trainer. I used to be a certified nutrition coach. I let that thing lapse. So like I do things to help people train at home, whether that's with my stuff or without my stuff. So if you want to get some ideas on how to perform exercises, you know,
in a small space,
dude, I got a 180 square foot gym. So not many have the smaller space than I do, unless you're working out in a closet. But you can check me out there. Those are the two best places to go to get access to what I'm doing.
Awesome, man. Yeah. I'm gonna check you out at your booth. Thanks for hanging out with me, man.
Got a long day. All right.
Hey,
good luck.
Yeah. Fun and games. All right. U4C, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on down. We got to get you guys in here. I got to get Kayvon in here, and then I got to go downstairs and play some games. Let's go. Carlos, you and your matching purse I don't even know what to say about your situation. All right.
Good for you.
This is for me. Oh, look.
For you.
Hey, none of the other guests. Hey, look, I got one more guest. They brought me a gift, okay? No pressure. Carp brought me a shirt, okay? And then these guys here, they brought me a gift. So I'm not saying you have to bring a gift to be on the show, but I'm not saying it.
It helps.
Yeah, it helps. You know, it won't hurt. Guys, what are your impressions of HomeGymCon?
Oh man, it's overwhelming.
Yeah, it is.
Also, what is this? I don't know what it said.
I don't know.
All right, good.
Yeah, so we only saw pictures of last year. We weren't here. So this year it's absolutely, blown up since last year.
It's huge. It's a lot, man.
It's amazing.
It is.
Have you had any sleep?
A little bit.
He's like, well, I considered it.
we flew in yesterday. We had to go to a warehouse, pick up our equipment. We had to drive it here. We had to set it up.
Wow.
But it's fun, man. The people in there are amazing. Everybody that's getting set
Every single
up,
person,
everybody's super chatty. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's awesome.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the community aspect was something we were imagining because we heard about your podcast and Garage Gym Experiment, and it's true. I mean, it's just everybody's feeling like a.
I saw you guys over there talking to Kayvon, and then you guys also talked to Jay up in while he was walking out. But I mean, it's literally, as Tim Stewart was even saying to me, he's like, this is the one place where you can get in a actually forget that. I saw Tim sniffing bumper plates with another grown man. All right. And because they were talking about bumper plate manufacturing and how certain, types of bumper plates end up having an odor, but they were sniffing bumper plates together. I was not involved, but I'm just saying it's like, this the kind of place where people get you.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine trying to get like anybody else in your normal life to sniff bumper plates with you?
Yeah.
You're like,
I remember picking up floor stall mats, from Tractor Supply, and I remember slide them in the back of the Highlander, and the drive home we had turned right around and returned to my wife.
Yeah,
and it wasn't gonna happen. So the rubber smells real.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's like immediately quality, you're like, when I said you're like, oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you get
immediately. Like you can have these conversations. I tell people this like a family reunion because it's like a family. This is the one, or no, it's like that bar Cheers from the show. Like you say, everybody knows your name. Where you walk in and immediately you feel like you belong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter where you are in your fitness journey, no matter where you are in terms of your home gym ownership, you're surrounded by people who get you.
Yeah.
Yesterday when we got here, you were walking around with somebody, and both of us heard your laugh. And we're like, it's John.
Yeah.
We didn't know you were. And you were on the other side of the t-shirt hut, and then you came walking out. And we're like, there he is, man. And then we walked around to see.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, this is literally so obviously it's funny to say this is a highlight of my year because it's only the second time it's happened, but it's really one of the things that I say when I started my home gym in 2001, this would have been beyond a dream come true for that guy back then.
Oh yeah. And
that's why it's got so much value for me.
Yeah,
so you guys, are you gonna have a booth?
We do. 17.
That's what I wanted to know. Like,
so
because we have people who are watching who are in the chat, and so they are. I want them to know how to find you.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Real quick elevator speech. What is your product? I know what it is, but what is your product? Tell them. And here we go. Hold up. Boom. Look at that camera right there. Tell them what it is.
Yeah. U-Cups. Came up with it in 2020 in COVID. Had to start a home gym. Ran out of space with all the equipment. Had pretty much everything except for standing calf raise. I could do seated calf raise with dumbbells or whatever else, but standing calf raises were the last remaining challenge to get pretty much every body part. And so it looked around everywhere online. Nobody was making any solution. There was a ton of hacks out there, from using rubber bands to John actually told me about safety squat bar, and I probably would have enjoyed that or would have used it, but I didn't have one. I didn't know about them at that point. And
you don't even have a safety squat bar, so it's like that doesn't help. You're like, oh yeah, well that would be nice, John, but I don't have one of those.
Yeah, didn't have them. So came up with basically after like a week of Mike and I looking around and trying to find a solution, couldn't find anything. So we came up with we were inspired by the typical J cup, and instead creating a front bracket, creating an elongated, as you can see here on this shirt, it's an elongated U-cup that contains the barbell in a vertical fashion, except for you do have free weight mobility. It's not like on a machine single plane track. So
I'm trying to pull it up right here for some reason.
Sure.
What's your Instagram?
It'll be Instagram is U-Cups for calves. So just if you're on Instagram,
because I put in the old one.
I changed it because when I leave a comment, I want it to be the product name instead of the nobody knows U-Cups.
So is it U-Cups the number 4 calves?
U-Cups and then underscore and then the word 4 FOR underscore calves. Yeah. Yeah, I just recently changed that just for exposure, but yeah, so it contains the barbell up and down.
Didn't work.
Oh man, go to Instagram and then just search U-Cups for calves. I'll have to
Or
I
it
gotta-
doesn't work like
I gotta
that on
remedy-
the desktop.
I gotta get.
Oh.
I gotta get rid of those underscores. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's the underscores always get you.
Amateurs
Yeah.
trying to.
That's okay.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Hey, but okay, so what I'll do is I'm coming by your booth anyway. So anybody who's watching this, watch out for a YouTube short. I'm gonna do a YouTube short from their booth. I'm also gonna do an in-depth, a longer video too. But I'll do a
Sure.
YouTube short from their booth, so you guys will be able to see what the U cups look like. But real fast, so you're at booth 17.
Booth 17, and ultimately the elevator pitch would be it's a way to do free weight barbell standing calf raises without losing your balance. Period.
There you
Like,
go.
yeah.
That's perfect right there.
Yep.
And so normally I would tell people, I would say, hey, how can people find you on your Instagram if they want more information? But we don't know that. We just demonstrated that. So instead, you have a website.
Yeah, u4cfitness.com.
All right,
So
u4cfitness.com.
U4C, it's the number 4cfitness.com. Yeah. And you can still search for U4C Fitness on Instagram or for U Cups for Calves on Instagram, and you'll find it with their search.
There it is.
There we go. Look at this. Let's go.
We will.
Let's go. They know their website. All right.
We'll change that URL on Instagram.
Bam. There we go. All right. So you guys, you can see right there. Like I said, I will be coming down there
Awesome,
to check it out and go ahead and
give it a
get
try.
some video. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. This is.
I want you to
playtime.
compare it against your safety squat bar like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm down to try it.
Yeah,
well,
we
not
actually were
anything.
talking about
but
taking
yeah.
our calf block.
Yeah, we're gonna
and
go take
actually
it.
go into one of the racks that has the safety squat bar to try it out.
Yeah, I want to try it too.
To see how it is.
So I can tell you the Rep Fitness safety squat bar is well made.
Awesome.
You need one where so you don't have to hold on to the handle.
Okay.
So the Rep Fitness safety squat bar is very good. The Bells of Steel one is very good as well.
Okay.
Those are the ones I've tried.
Okay.
That
They're
are
right
here,
next
that
to each
happen
other,
to
so,
be here.
yeah.
Williams Strength also, if they've got one, that's a very good brand that I've tried as well.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Awesome.
And so thank you so much for hanging out with me a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, John.
I know I frightened you with my wake up early thing. I woke up at 4. Do better.
Man,
I'm just kidding.
All right. The better we'll
I
be doing.
really did wake up
Done.
at 4. But hey, I appreciate you guys being
Yeah,
here
man.
with me,
Yeah,
man.
man, we appreciate
I'll let
you
you get to
being
your booth because you guys got, the public is going to be attacking you in about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
We're ready
all right.
for it, man.
yeah,
we're
man,
ready.
let's go.
We're
Drink the
waiting for
coffee,
it,
and I'll
man.
see you in a little
Exactly. We've been waiting for
bit. I'm gonna
it.
have this level of excitement. Thanks,
Nice,
man.
man. All right, John.
Appreciate it. See
Good
you.
to see you again.
Yeah,
All right,
thanks
see you
again.
guys. Kayvon, come on down. Coming into the stage right now, the man, the legend. You know him. You know him. You love him. Kayvon, what's up, man?
Hey,
How you doing?
Good,
I'm gonna tell you
good.
right off the bat that something happened yesterday
Oh,
that
yeah.
made me trust you immensely.
All right.
And what happened is I got an email.
Okay.
Okay. I got the email newsletter.
All right.
And it said, actually, I'm gonna read it to you. So let's see here. Where is it? It's probably in promotions.
Oh, not the
Boom.
promotions.
Okay, so yeah, it says we just dropped. Hey, home gym enthusiast. You know my name. man.
That's you.
However, hey, home gym enthusiast, we just released. It says we just dropped.
Yeah.
Right. So let's see what the actual is.
Okay.
We just dropped 6 new must-have accessories.
Okay.
I kid you not. I got the email. I was standing in your booth, right?
All right.
And I was like, "What is this?" It buzzed. I looked at it. It said, "We just dropped." And I looked that way, and I saw the attachments on the floor. I said, "They really did just drop. Like they're literally right there." This is a man who speaks the truth to the people, man. All right, nobody say nothing bad about Kayvon. He tells you that he tells you the truth. What are this is your first year?
Yeah.
HomeGymCon.
Yeah. Bells still second.
Second
my
year,
first.
your first year.
Yeah.
You kind of were like hanging out last night. We were all talking and laughing.
Yeah.
I believe you were ridiculing my.
Wait.
Yes, but I signed your name. It's the actual footage of Kayvon.
Yeah.
Yep.
He looked the same.
Ready to call you.
He's like, I don't care. He's like, yeah. He's mumbling, get some weight on there.
Yeah.
All right, in case y'all are wondering. But what are your impressions of it so far, just between yesterday and today?
It's really fun. It almost feels like the vendors are almost having like a better time. I mean, I guess nobody's here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're all just like, I was thinking, because I work in e-com, right? We're kind of like e-commerce first. So I go to these e-commerce conferences, and that's always fun to nerd out on because there's not a lot of e-commerce business owners, right? You all get together.
And now you got a bunch of e-commerce business owners who are also home gym equipment vendors, and then you can extra nerd out.
Yeah.
And so I was talking with, I was chatting with some of the Titan boys last night. That was fun, like getting to meet them and like talking with some of the other guys here, and everyone just like I said, it's everyone's. You don't meet a lot of e-commerce fitness equipment companies.
And now you're about to meet your you've already met some of your customers, but you're the content creators you met some last night. But you're gonna get to, like, here's the thing. So as I'm looking out over here, this is exactly what I mean. I'm seeing people, just groups of people just gathering. We're all just talking, right? Hanging out, and that's pretty much the whole weekend is gonna be like that. People just hanging out, talking shop, talking about products. How valuable is that to you as a home gym owner yourself, just to have that community around you? But then also as a business owner who sells products to the home gym community.
It's really nice. How valuable is it? Like, I mean, I'm hoping to meet some people and like make some deals, maybe make some like B2B partnerships with other vendors, and just, get deep into the community and hang out. So, it's hard to put like
it's hard putting in words.
I guess ask me at the end of the weekend.
There you go. Okay. I will do that. All right. I'll come and say, hey, so how was it for you? Yeah. Actually, you know what? I could ask you after the dinner tonight.
Sure.
Because that's what it's so as of tomorrow, it's kind of, it is kind of like sometimes it can be a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Because this is so different. Like the vibe is so different from, say, the Arnold.
Yeah.
This year, the vibe is so different from the Arnold. It's different than even like a Fit Expo.
Yeah.
So it's definitely different than the Olympia.
Yeah.
All right. So I just think that this is just, again, I'm looking out and I'm seeing people just gather together and they're talking shop.
Yeah.
And you can't tell if you look at a gathering who sells equipment, who writes about equipment or does videos about equipment, and who just is just an enthusiast and who just buys it and who's a customer, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I love about it is like everybody gets to just shed all that and just get together because we have a common bond. And I really love that, man.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most from this event?
So I came into this and we were looking at it and everyone, we almost pulled out because we did the Arnolds and it was a lot of work. And then a couple of our main people in the US were having a baby and we're like, want to give them a break. But then we pulled back in and we were like, I think, okay, so there's not going to be 100,000 plus people coming through the door like the Arnolds.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think the biggest value here is going to be one, focusing on like our product. So we brought me down. So kind of our main product team is a few different people, but we brought me down. We brought kind of like our product manager down, and we brought one of the lead designers that we worked with for like years, Adam from Poland, who actually met in the Home Gym Facebook group, like the Garage Gym Reviews Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
And so like to have them here and like getting direct feedback from customers and seeing what's happening in the industry and like and meeting Glock and some of the other guys, like chatting with them and getting direct feedback. I think that's really going to help our product development and like just seeing people pick stuff apart, like a scratch here, like whatever, you're picking apart. And so I think product is number one, and then improving our product, and then number two is I mean, this is related to number one. It's just like that hands-on community feedback with people, them telling us exactly what they want, what they don't like, and then meeting them face to face too, because you have these like online personas or whatever, and people like make up things about them, right? So it's like, oh, you come by and you meet us.
There's only so much you can learn about somebody from an email chain. Like back and forth. It was like, hi, I'm the this and this and that. You're like, great, but what you meet in person is completely different.
So I think that, those two, and then like I said, I'm hoping to meet some like smaller vendors, maybe do some collabs. Like we're doing one with Porter right now. We're gonna help mass produce some of the attachments he's made for the cable towers.
Nice.
And I'm hoping to maybe come across a few more of those. Those are those are always cool. Take a guy like Porter. He's built this, he's prototyped it, he's tested, he's proven there's a market demand for it, and now we can work together and bring it on a bigger scale. It's nice for them, it's for us, So
you've got some I'm gonna be going to your booth and
Yeah.
getting like a video from there and kind of getting some in-depth in there. But you've got multiple different products. So for anybody who's here, who's watching now, and who's about to head down, tell them where the Bells of Steel booth is, and just what are some things that they can check out. I saw the Dread Mill, which is actually more compact than I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
oh wow, that thing's it doesn't take up as much room as I thought. But just what are some of the things that you guys have at your booth, and where is your booth?
So the booth location, I should know the booth number, but I think we're at the back technically.
Yeah.
We're at the very back where the strongman event is, over there, and
It's right in front of the grip competition. Today the grip competition is there. Yeah.
So kind of through to the back, and then for stuff that I'm like, for old stuff, I should say old, it's not that old, but for like older stuff that is, good to get hands on with. Maybe people, it's interesting that people be here and they can go to our booth and then they can go to another competitor.
Oh, yeah,
and be
yeah.
like, oh, that's like the difference or
Yeah.
whatever similarity. So for older stuff, we got the Manticore, we got our cable towers, we got some of our classic bars.
You've got
our
a tower that's got Porter's Frankenstein
Yeah,
stuff
we
all
got
over it.
Porter's
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
It's something to see.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I was looking at it, I said, oh, you got it's a Transformer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So some of the our Nemesis bar, our Safe Squat bar, a bunch of different bars, Hex bar, for kind of our classic stuff, and then for new stuff, we got the Smith machine attachment, which isn't released yet. We got the
Okay.
Modular deadlift platform, which isn't released yet.
Okay.
And the Dread Mill, which was recently released, and then the those cable attachments that were like released today. And then I'm trying to think. And then we got a whole pile of swag, and we're giving away a ton of stuff and doing a bunch of challenges to give stuff away.
Okay.
Trying to buy everybody's love.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you one of the most cool moments for me was when you guys let me try to break your kettlebell.
Oh yeah.
All
Well,
right.
wait. I don't want to say let because I didn't know what you were doing.
Too late. It's too late now. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So what we were saying is, it's an adjustable kettlebell. So we're like, well, what happens if it drops? Because like if somebody. So Tim was saying like if you're testing this kettlebell out, you're flipping it, let's say you want to get in the kettlebell juggling, and you don't want to buy like 17 different kettlebells. You buy this, right? Well, he's like, I credit to him because he's like, well, what happens if it comes apart?
Yeah.
If you drop it
In the middle of a juggle.
Yeah, like you drop it, it hits the floor, whatever. And so someone, for the sake of science, had to be willing to go drop the kettlebell.
You're a good man.
I'm for the people. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm for the
Yeah,
people.
people.
So I took it and I for safety, I went over to the mat that Kurt was setting up and stuff there.
Yeah.
And I will say it didn't come apart.
Yeah.
We didn't really even notice any scuffs on it. So that was like a really cool little moment, because what I'm doing, I'm stopping and I'm saying like I'm shaking it, like trying to see if the weights are moving around in there. And everything kind of stayed together a whole lot. So.
Yeah. It's kind of the benefit of that particular model is how solid it is. The downside is that it's slower to change. You got to get the tools out and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that thing we've been selling for years. But it's funny, the power of influencers is one influencer we work with named Mark Wildman, who's a big kettlebell guy.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
And he exploded that product for us, and we did a collab with him, and are doing more collab products with him. As he's like, I don't know, revitalizing the kettlebell community after it maybe went through some hard times.
Yeah, nice. Well, man, I know you got to get downstairs. You got
Yeah.
like your booth where the door's about to open. So appreciate you hanging out with me.
Yeah,
man.
sure.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, I know I'll have lots of gifts for you down there.
I'm going down to get my. I will be there.
Lots.
Tell Andrew keep his hands off my stuff.
Well,
I see you, man. Thank you. All right. So So the doors are about to open. Y'all want to do a twofer, or you want to go one at a time? Come on. Are you bringing gifts too? Because look at that. Let's go. Daddy likes presents. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Over the podcast.
There you go. Yeah. We can do it.
Bearing gifts here.
My man. Oh yeah. So these are what you call it. So right here, these are the micro games plates. This is exactly what I need, and I'm literally at the point in my training where this is invaluable because everything is like now. So I can maybe eke out, if I'm supposed to get 3 reps, I can maybe eke out 4. But I can, I can feel it. Like, okay, This is when we want to slow it down because I don't want to stall my progress.
Smaller progressions.
I'm a big fan of micro jumps. Right?
Fit.
So yeah, talk about. So a lot of people, you actually got a request. Jonathan from No Fate 24/7 demanded that I have you on here. I'm not
Jonathan.
I'm serious. He said, talk to micro gains. All right. And look at this right here. Look at this. Boom. My mom is watching. She said, you got talented, creative, interesting guests. She likes the playground equipment. We had a live baby earlier on here.
Oh, shoot. I should have brought my baby.
Yeah, man. This is a family
I didn't even
show.
think about it.
Yeah.
I didn't think she's here too. So yeah, brought the family as well.
So real quick, going through people who are maybe they're not familiar with you. So tell them what your product is, and then let them know where to find you, both if they're here in the hotel and also if they're just online, how they can catch up to you, because you got a ton of new products, including this. I'll just be playing with this while
cool. Well, my name is Mike. I'm the CEO of Microgains. We have a booth right here at HomeGymCon. We're most well known for our micro weight plates. So we sell USA-made weightlifting equipment, micro weight plates for barbells, dumbbells, and gyms. Yep, this is a new product that we have. This is a micro plate hanger. It's a rack attachment. It'll work for 5/8 and 1-inch racks. And you can hang.
And that's why the keyhole shape is right there.
Yep, that's right. So and then on the back we have it lasered with the Microgains logos, and be kind of probably hard to see, but it's designed to hold a bunch of micro plates. So you kind of know if you have micro plates, which are like 1/4 pound, 1/2 pound, 3/4 pound, 1 pound. If you have those, people will throw them on like a weight tree, and then you have to remove them every time you want to get your 35s, 45s, 25s, whatever. So this way you can just throw them up on here. And they're just much easier to get to. You don't have to keep moving them around. So that was the idea behind that. It's our first ever rack attachment. So we got that.
Are those some of the plates in there?
Yeah, this is the other half of your set. So that is the those are 1 1/4 pound plates. Oh,
that was the hole in the stage.
There we go.
We'll charge you the Jake's credit card. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll get this number. So yeah, those are 1 1/4 barbell plates for Olympic bars. We sell plates for 1-inch plates as 1-inch bars as well. And then our most well-known product is probably the dumbbell micro plate, which is the one that clamps onto the handle of the dumbbells. We have all that at our booth, as well as some new prototype stuff for you guys to check out as well.
I want to watch you taking your dumbbell plates and going around to different booths that have dumbbells and just seeing.
I've been eyeing up the dumbbells around as I'm walking around. Like I thought,
let's go.
Yeah, I've already been seeing it. I got to get them on a couple different ones that customers ask me about, but I don't own. I started buying a bunch of adjustables just so I had them. But there's a few out there, like the new when I see the Rep Pepin ones, I saw those, so I'm gonna at least take a 1 1/4 of there, make sure they fit, because I literally had a question about that already, and I said I don't know, they're on pre-order, like I don't know if they work for sure, like.
And now you get the chance.
Now I got a chance to test it, and I'll know. So So
all right, well, man, the expo just opened up, so I know you got to get downstairs. But real quick, what booth? Where's your booth if somebody's here, and how can they find you if they're not here and they just want to order something?
I'm almost at if you walk through the front, I'm almost at the end on the right next to Fringe Sport. So it's it'll be easy if I'm right across from Rogue. So I don't know, should we have a booth? I think we
walk until you see him.
The booth number. Yeah, walk until you'll be able to make a path and see us there. We have a 10x10 booth there. And then the best place to find us, microgains.com. We have all the stuff available on there as well. So So thanks for having me on. This is a quick one.
All right, man. That's it. Thank you. I promise you it'll be fast.
I did. All right.
Hanging out,
Thank
man.
you. We'll see you down there. All right?
Yeah, man.
Thank
Definitely.
you.
All right. And the last guest of the day, definitely not the least. Come on up here. Also, a special request from Jonathan from No Fate 24/7. He specifically said you got to have belt fed strength on here. And then in my head, I was like, well, little do you know.
I'm here.
All right. What's up, brother?
How are you?
Man, tell everybody about your product. I mean, it's in the name, belt fed strength, but it doesn't quite encapsulate how awesome your products are, because the number one thing that anybody says when they have used any of your belts is how good they feel and how durable they are.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. It's definitely didn't set out to be a business, and we're not really trying to be one now.
Okay.
We just want to make nice stuff for nice folks. I think that's going to be my tagline from now on.
I like that.
But we, this whole community means a lot to us. The strength sports in general has quite literally saved my life a few times.
Nice.
For different reasons. Yeah. And we want to add a little style and a little soul to these things.
So you customize belts.
Yep.
And so what are some of what are some of the things that you can do to make a belt? I don't know.
Not
unique
just
to
a
some-
belt. Right?
Yeah.
That's, you know, it doesn't have to be just a belt. It doesn't have to be just a piece of leather. The wife does all the artwork. It's all hand carved and hand painted. When you hear hand carved, it's not kind of confusing. Like, how do you carve leather? It's been around for a while. Take a real sharp knife, make little tiny cuts, and then a hammer and a little tiny chisel looking thing, and then tap it like old school tattoos over and over and over for hours.
Nice.
And then we don't charge enough. It has a nice little depth to it. It looks like almost like a molded clay.
Okay.
It's pretty unique. Nobody else is doing it because it's not.
So you're basically giving a belt a tattoo.
Right. Exactly.
Nice, man. So what's the coolest design you've done recently?
So we've got some alligator belts down there right now that turned out really nice.
Okay. So is this a belt made out of alligator, or is this a belt with alligator pictures on it?
Made out of alligator.
Okay.
We did one that was alligator and had an alligator carved in the middle of it too. So that one was pretty
nice.
An Inception type belt, alligator within an alligator.
All right. So now let's go with the other question for someone who's watching this who competes. Sometimes you have to you got to make sure something is approved by your federation.
Right.
So is your product line approved to use on the platform?
We'll meet whatever specifications you need us to, but all our stocks,
because it's a custom belt.
Right. We compliant with every federation except for anybody that's got the IPF in it, because we don't have $50,000 to pay them.
Yeah.
Even if we did, we wouldn't do it.
No,
that's a little too much.
Yeah, they'd be all right.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's to me is a huge thing, because people want to buy the stuff, especially if you compete in a sport. You want to buy something that you can use on the platform, because you need time to train with it, and so you can. So let's talk about durability. Your belts have been known to be durable. What kind of warranty do you warranty them?
Lifetime on all the workmanship. If it's something that we did, 100% replacement. Have not had to tackle that yet. I'm pretty rough with my gear. The last strongman contest I competed in, it ended up thrown across the parking lot a couple times, slammed into a brick wall because somebody had to pay for me not practicing the stone runs.
Of course, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that failure wasn't going to go unanswered.
Yeah.
And it ended up on the belt. So they're
and these are buckle belts, not lever belts.
We do
right?
levers and roller buckle.
Oh,
belts.
okay, nice.
And I use a Pioneer. Shout out to Pioneer, PAL V2, great buckle.
Yeah.
All our belts are made to accept any kind of aftermarket levers. We supply a stainless steel lever if that's something you want, or you can supply your own. The levers are a little more finicky. You can't really beat those against the wall too much. They'll take a few whacks, but mine's probably got 2 or 3 left in it before I got to replace it.
All right, your booth is right as you come down. So if somebody's here, your booth is it's one of the first that they're going to see when they get off the escalator. But if somebody wants to reach out to you online, how can they find you online? And also, what's the turnaround time if somebody ordered a belt today?
So anytime, Instagram is the best way to get a hold of me. It's not real easy. I'm real.
That is a fact.
Flighty. It's you got to hit me 3 or 4 times because I'm not real good at keeping up with it. I need to give you my phone number. That's the best.
There you go.
And it's still not great though.
Okay.
Still takes a while.
All right.
But Belt Fed Strength on Instagram, beltfedstrength.com. As far as lead times, depends on the complexity of what you're looking for.
Right.
A lot of stuff we can get made within a week if it's a simple plain belt, or if it's just text that's going to get carved, as long as we're not backed up too much. 2-3 weeks. Custom stuff is pushed way out right now.
Gotcha.
But we'll do what we can for sure.
Awesome. All right, my man. I have an idea for a belt that I'm gonna need for next year. So, but I'll tell you about that offline. But I think you'll like it. All right.
Sounds good.
Well, man, I know you got to get downstairs. Your booth is probably getting bum rushed right now, and your wife is making wild promises to people selling all kinds of stuff while in your absence. So I'll let you get down there to kind of restore order. Or do the
we
best you
also
can.
have a make your own strap station this year. Forgot to mention that.
Oh yeah,
let's
talk about that.
Deadlift strap. I'll teach you how to do it.
Oh shoot, there you go. Arts and crafts. Okay.
Absolutely.
This is gonna be awesome. All right, well, dog. Thank you for coming on, man.
Bro.
Appreciate it. Yep. Okay, and that was the Way Too Early for a Friday podcast, our weekly morning show. And I am going to go ahead and shut it down now. Like I said, this was an unconventional episode. We didn't do a lot of the segments that we normally do, but I wanted to make sure I gave all of my attention to the creators, the inventors, the people who are willing to share time here to let you guys know about what they do, and also so you guys can kind of see what HomeGymCon is all about in a different way than somebody just making Instagram posts and saying, hey, come check this out or whatever. So once again, I appreciate all of you guys who are watching. If you watch all the way to the end, please, that shows that you believe in what I do, and I thank you for that. But now show that you believe it, put hands and feet to it, share the video with someone who you think might enjoy it as well. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you have not already. I appreciate your time. Next week, my guy, the man himself, Nick Nilsson, the mad scientist of muscle, will be joining us. We're going to talk about some of the creative ways he shows you in order to use what you already have to unlock new muscle right there in your home gym. You do not want to miss out on that. I got 2 comments. I'm going to check them out. And then on the way out, Carlos said, great show. Have an awesome Friday. Right back at you, Carlos. And my mom said, congratulations, everyone. Thanks, mommy. I will see you in a little bit. But right now, I got to go get a PR. All right. Love you. And I appreciate all you guys who are watching right now. And thank you so much for being here. If you hear that music playing, that's because it is time for me to go out of here.